there's a chance it's all in my head, so help me. Not like, so help me. I mean, so help me, for God's sakes. Let's see, it's 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm well. I'm not the one who ran a red light in front of a cop this morning.
Spoiler. No, that's not spoiler.
No, that's not one of those things at all. And believe me, if you think, shh, they're going to come. No, they're probably not going to come up here. We're on the 4th floor. If you want her name's Sarah something, and we're on the 4th floor.
Unless you're making a citizen's arrest, which I don't think it's an arrestable offense, I think the cop has to see it, right? Or has to be on camera?
He was maybe a block away.
So here's the thing that Sarah said to me this morning, and that was that I couldn't tell if that cop I was looking at could see me. And I said, here's a good rule for police and vampires. If you can see them, they can see you. So he saw you. He just decided not to do anything about it. It's early in the morning. He hasn't had his coffee yet, whatever it is. But he
was looking for you because you do the same thing.
Yeah.
No, not at this one. Not at
You do an illegal U-turn.
No, I do everything legal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I come down that street, balls out. Is that cool? I mean, the cops think it's exciting.
If it means fast. Yeah.
It does mean fast. But no, I do everything by the book. The light you think I do something weird, it's up there. Nobody's coming. I have all day to make a left turn into a parking lot and come back out. I am all right with God and the law.
But don't you run like 4 or 5 stop signs or lights before you get to the street?
I think he's got you there.
I don't know. I mean, I think if they're all against me, and I've taken to running just a little bit later every day. I don't know if you've noticed that.
They're against you like they don't like you?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
If they're against me, I said, the lights are against me. That's an expression, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm tardy and everything, but in general, I feel like I'm disappointing you guys. In general, I am completely right with the law, and I go fast.
Yeah.
But
You break the law every single day.
Yeah. But I don't know anybody normal person who doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you just did this morning, and it's the open of the show. What a criminal you turned out to be.
I am a criminal. He might have arrested me. I might be in the pokey right now. I guess
girls shouldn't go to the pokey. If you go to the pokey, you might not have to go to jail. Oh,
but
now that you can't say on the radio.
My goodness gracious!
Actually, it was werewolves that you said.
I did say werewolves. I couldn't remember.
If they can see you, then you can see them. No, if you can see them, they can see you. Is that the case for vampires too?
Oh, I was just making up stupid stuff. It's a rule about anything.
I thought that was just a rule.
If you're in the
werewolves.
shipping lanes, and this is where it becomes like not true, you would just assume that freighter that's coming at you at 20 knots, so it looks like it's way further away than it is. It's going to be up on you in just a little bit. If that boat can see you, if you can see that boat, they can see you. Totally not true. Totally not true on a little boat. I've been told to move unceremoniously on more than one occasion. So here's what I want you to help me with. Because, by the way, my problems are sometimes non-existent. I'm not sure I have this problem. I just don't want to have this problem. And if it's a problem that I do have, it's no malice in my heart, and I would want to fix it right up. But let me make it perfectly clear. There's no evidence that I have this problem.
Okay.
But it's best that we get rid of it before you get it.
Well, it's too late.
Wow.
It's too late. If I had it, I've had it since Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. So I was on vacation with the lovely wife. We were in Paris.
Yeah.
And on the way there, we got bumped up to business class.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm starting to think it's somebody that listens to this show.
Yeah.
Because it never happens on the way home.
Do you guys fly the same airline a lot?
Yeah, Air France. Oh, no, it was Air France, and I never fly them. They're flown by French people.
Yeah.
Air France is a partner of Delta, so if you fly Delta...
I try and fly Alaska.
Yeah.
That's I wear a Russell Wilson jersey, and I can get on sooner and all that stuff. Is that still happening?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Kind of seemed in a way unfair.
That if you wear a Russell Wilson
I've
jersey?
got the Russell Wilson jersey.
Yeah.
I have it. I'm in on the game. I'm part of the crime wave. But it's still when they go, hey, if you've got a gimp leg and an ugly kid, or a Russell Wilson jersey, you can get on this plane right now. And I go, I have both those things. I'm going to get on this plane right now. But then you look back at people that go, we're leaving because we're not from here. What are you talking about? Who's Russell? I don't know if they're saying who's Russell Wilson, but certainly it's not like it is to us.
There's definitely a home field advantage.
Right, definitely. So anyway, France, Paris specifically, was awesome. Yeah. Better than I expected it to be by far. Because really great cities: New York, London, Paris, Munich. Everybody's talking about pop music. That got stuck in my head for a while. Do anybody know that song?
No, I know. I
think
see
it's
London. I see France. I see
Sarah's underpants.
Yeah,
That's actionable.
I know that
wearing
one.
underpants, so
I
you're
didn't
not
say it.
seeing
You
it.
said it.
No, but I read your mind, and your mind is filthy, I say. So anyway, I have no idea why. And Amy loved it because she'd never heard it before.
Yeah.
And there's a little dance that kind of goes along with it. So you'd go,
Oh, you got to do that.
Well, it's not really much. She was overly excited for no good reason.
We're live on Facebook right now if anybody wants to watch.
You're overselling, dude.
Derek,
I don't.
that
I don't
song,
have
would
to
you?
get out of this chair to do it. So that's
Okay.
how much of a dance it is. It's New York, London, Paris, Munich. Everybody talking about pop music. Talk about.
I like it.
That's the whole thing right there. You
I can't
don't have
remember
to
who
do
that was. That was like a Devo.
I thought it was like Taco or something, but Taco's somebody else.
Oh,
All right,
let's
so,
put
anyway,
it on the rest.
Paris went just fantastic, better than I could have thought, and no problems of any kind, no problems with immigration, no problem with whatever it was. There were no problems of any kind. It was bitching.
Yeah.
I dressed a little weird, but I was in
What do you
France.
mean?
What?
What do you mean you dressed weird?
I bought several French hats, and none of them are a beret.
Oh. What are they?
What's a French
Well,
hat?
I said to my friggin' wife, who I no longer love, I said, well, I'm going to go in wearing this outfit that I bought in France, and then I want to show them this thing. And she said, whippersnapper. She said, who she's quoting? She's quoting Tori. What's up with young people bugging me? She said, oh, look at this. That's great radio.
You are wearing a scarf.
I am wearing a scarf
In July.
and
I
this,
was curious why. I saw you in a Yakima hat in Paris,
No.
I thought.
You can't have headphones on.
Is that not
How's
a
that a
Yakima
French hat? That looks like a modified cowboy.
Well, you know what will make this a French hat? I
What?
bought it in a French hat store. Now
Oh,
it could
well, there
be
you go.
it could be brought in from
Oui, oui.
Ecuador. I don't know. I don't have to right now. Anyway, so we had a lovely time. Life was bitching. Ate super well. May have to do something to do with my stomach issues yesterday.
Yeah.
I ate overly. I've eaten well and then went crazy and ate more. It was all foie gras and craziness. So we get home on Saturday the 8th. What is Saturday the 8th?
The day after Friday the 7th?
Yeah,
That's
true.
exactly right.
No,
And
there
one
is
other
no
thing,
Saturday the 8th.
There is one. There isn't. What day was the 8th?
It was the 7th. Saturday was the 7th. Sunday was the 8th.
Okay, Saturday was the 7th. So Sunday is the 8th. We're
Yeah.
back from Paris. It costs some real money, but it's our money and we deserve to go on vacation. It's also Amy's birthday.
Oh, Nelly.
Happy birthday, Amy.
Yeah, happy birthday.
There you go.
Is this her birthday song?
And he doesn't do the every time, which I didn't know.
Okay.
We downloaded it to our iPhones because I'm young.
Yeah.
And sometimes he does the pop music and sometimes he just goes pop music. Bastard. Frenchie. So anyway, I'm sitting around on her birthday, home from Paris. That's set me back a couple of bucks. And now, if you believe in community property, it set her back a couple of bucks.
Sure.
Yet, I don't believe in community property. It's all mine all the time. And
What's
I will
mine
spend,
is mine, and what is mine is mine.
what's mine is mine, and what yours is mine. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, though, I'm sitting around. Now, did we decide Sunday the 8th?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sitting around on her birthday on the 8th, and the dew of Paris is quickly drying
Yeah.
on the pedal. I swear to God, that's an expression.
Could you have said before, Paris is your birthday
Yeah,
present,
did.
right? Okay.
That's
great.
the where I said I may not have the birthday. She said, of course.
Yeah, okay.
I know that. And then I said it to her a couple more times, realizing we're gonna get home on her birthday to nothing. There's no secret surprise.
Right.
There's no a birthday foie gras with a candle and some duck's liver. Although that would be exciting. So anyway, she said, no, this is. I don't need anything for my birthday. This was my birthday. I went to Paris.
Yeah.
She got back on the 7th.
So when it's her actual birthday, she's still going to expect something.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I said, do you want something?
Oh, Danny.
What?
You can't ask a woman that. You just have to get her something.
Why women ask me that constantly? Do you want something? It's the thing they're constantly
The
saying.
answer's yes.
Oh, of course, every time.
Well, the big breaking news this morning is everyone has been rescued in the whole world. No, the final 4 boys.
I've been waiting to be honest with you.
To be
Forever
rescued.
has been to be rescued. That time. Look down on me, God, see what happened.
Todd Bridges, Danny Bonaduce.
Yeah, they couldn't save Gary Coleman.
No.
And he was one of our leaders.
In Thailand, the final 4 boys and their soccer coach were successfully removed from the flooded cave this morning, capping the international rescue effort that appeared bleak just days ago.
Yeah.
So this morning, they have confirmed they were able to get everybody out, and everybody is relatively healthy. They said 2 of the 4 boys brought out yesterday have swollen lungs. They are pretty good mentally, but they all seem to perhaps have a lung infection that is caused by guano, number 2 from bats.
Yeah.
And it
I would have thought human guano was way worse for you.
no, it
There's probably
causes-
more bat in the cave, more bat guano in the cave.
Well, they have been there for 2 weeks, but
Yeah, no, that's the first thing I thought because I'm
The
12.
bats have been there for years.
Yeah, but look how big. Look at a bat.
Yeah.
How big's that going?
Not very much,
No.
but the buildup
Look
over
at
time.
look at boy number 4. The way that everybody's gonna go, hey, Tito or whatever your names are in over there. So what happened?
Jermaine,
What did you
Michael.
eat? I ate the other kid.
so they are in quarantine presently. They're all going to have blood test results come back soon, but that is the biggest concern is lung infections from breathing in bat guano.
Yeah. The Thai government are like the kings of under promise, over deliver, because it was seriously just 3 or 4 days ago. They were saying, yeah, we're going to wait until the monsoon season's over. So we'll leave them in there 3-4 months. We'll just
Yeah.
send in baskets of food
Yeah.
and then we'll check on them every now and again. And then boom, 3 days later, they're all
Plus,
out.
I think
all
that
out.
your vision of a picnic basket being delivered is very optimistic.
I mean, they're
Paul.
going to wrap it in plastic, make sure it doesn't get too
Make
wet.
sure that Yogi has a good grip on it when he goes in there with Tito and his friends.
In local news, a Navy helicopter team rescued a critically injured climber and the climber's partner from the 8,800-foot level of Mount Baker. The team headed out from Naval Air Station Whidbey Island after getting reports of an injured climber. They found the 2 at that mark, as I said, just shy of 9,000 feet. One of the climbers had a broken arm and broken ribs after falling 20 feet. Now, they said this year we have had 16 rescues, 4 searches, and 2 medical evaluations from that team on Whidbey Island alone.
All right, and they shouldn't be punished in any way, but they should certainly be billed. You know, it has
I'm
to
on the
call
fence.
$100,000 to put up one of those helicopters with a search team.
But if you didn't do anything wrong,
If you're on the fence and you fall, you should pay for it. That's all I'm saying.
if it's an accident and you fall down the mountain and break something and can't get out,
Yeah.
then you are okay.
No, it's not
No.
an accident. It's never an accident,
Yeah.
ever. They planned up. They put
Right.
gear on their back. They had weird cleats on their face, whatever they did. They planned to do an activity that's going to pay the light rail in Lake Union is going to be set back because of this guy and his friend or whoever. I say bill him.
Yeah,
I think
you take the risk. If,
Yeah, you
if
take
something
the
happens,
risk.
you should have to pay
Climb
for
a
it.
mountain in a park and get hurt. You're crazy. I mean, have at it. It's Merca. Do whatever
Yeah.
you want to do, but pay the bill when it comes. You got to pay the piper, and I don't even know who that is.
But we get stories all the time about people who get lost or people who didn't have enough clothing on. I say bill them double. But I'm okay if you were prepared for the situation, but an accident happened.
So you would like to be the guy in charge of going, I wonder how much you should pay. Twice what this cost me.
Yes.
I agree with you that it should be something.
And are we billing this soccer coach in Thailand?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I think so. too.
Now, are we mad at him?
Oh, heck yeah. It was a closed cave.
It was closed?
Yes.
Because I don't have that much information on it. All I know is that it's a cave that oftentimes of the year is meant for exploring. It's mapped. People
Yeah.
know where it is.
This was a closed cave. They were not supposed to go.
Oh, if it was
in.
closed, they wouldn't have been inside.
Yeah, how'd they get
That's
in?
a metaphor.
There's a measles infection in Snohomish County that has prompted a health warning. The officials confirmed that a kid from Europe visited the United States as part of a summer program. That kid became infected. And while infected, he visited a whole slew of establishments. So there's a big list of all the businesses he went to. You can see online, to see if you, say, have a child that hasn't been vaccinated yet, or if you're elderly, you might want to check to make sure that you're not going to get the measles.
In case my, hey, Bill, those climbers position was not strong enough, arrest the parents of kids that have not had their immunization.
Right, but some kids are not old enough. So say Paul has a 1-year-old and he goes to the Walmart where this pesky kid who was not immunized went. Paul's kid, who's not old enough to be vaccinated yet, is then susceptible to
Right, don't bill me.
Don't
but
bill
that kid's parents.
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
And I think I said arrest them.
Yeah,
and
arrest
then
them.
triple.
Yeah. Triple arrest them.
Arrest them once.
Yes, let them out.
Send them a
Arrest
bill
again.
for 3 times what it costs you to find them.
Yeah.
Or get vaccinated or whatever.
Starbucks announced it is.
I no longer care about children.
You did before.
That's you got a point there.
Starbucks has announced they are introducing sippy cups. They
What?
will eliminate plastic straws from all of their stores globally by 2020.
I don't see how you do that with those Frappuccino things and the
Sippy
cool
cups.
cup that goes up in the air over the whipped cream and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's going to be sippy cups.
That's better than the paper straws, though. Those things are terrible.
Really?
Or cardboard or whatever they are. They're terrible.
I haven't tried one yet. I know they used to be. They taste weird.
They
and
do. They taste weird. That's the problem.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
If you stick it in your mouth and it tastes weird,
Yeah.
what's kind of thing my dad's
Shouldn't
advice
do it.
on this? You shouldn't do it.
What does your dad have to do with this?
Who else is going to rear a child?
Life lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as we know, Seattle banning plastic drinking straws and utensils. They said Starbucks following suit. They will be using straws made by biodegradable materials and specifically designed lids.
People. It's like Soylent Green, man. That's what you're
Spoiler alert.
Wow, Steve, what happened to you? You suck. Ah! that snuck right out. Can't even imagine how that happened.
President Donald Trump has picked Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh was the clerk for the retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy, whose seat he will fill if voted in by lawmakers. Kavanaugh was also a former aide to former President George W. Bush. He has a long record of conservative decisions and, if confirmed, would shift the court to a solid 5-4 conservative majority. Analysts say Kavanaugh would likely fall to the right of Neil Gorsuch and Samuel Alito, but to the left of Clarence Thomas. So that's his pick. He did have 4. And, of course, this is concerning for some people and a victory for others.
Right. I saw Bernie Sanders leading a protest outside the Senate.
Yeah.
I believe maybe the Hall of Justice, or is that Superman? Anyway, I saw him and I thought, because I looked into that guy because Hillary was bugging me and I wasn't going to vote for Trump. I just, when I say I don't know anybody that voted for Trump, he's the president. Somebody must have voted for this guy. I didn't see any of that coming. And I thought Hillary was being too weird. So I investigated or put my due diligence into what does Bernie Sanders believe. And he's kind of a really affable, best case scenario lunatic. Like, I didn't feel that any of the stuff that he wanted to do, he could pay for.
Yeah.
I forget what the drinking game was on a college, but I thought it was very clever. And that was anytime Bernie Sanders does this, take a drink of somebody else's beer. That was very funny because that's how that was going to go.
Walmart has pulled some controversial apparel from its website after receiving harsh feedback online. They were selling through a third-party Impeach 45 apparel. So a lot of people got upset and said, well, what kind of message are you trying to send? This is our president. The company selling.
I think the message they're trying to send is impeach the guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're absolutely allowed to send that message.
Well, they have.
I loved me some Bill Clinton, and that guy was actually impeached.
Yeah.
The company who is selling these Impeach 45 apparel said they're not the only ones. There are a lot of people selling Impeach him, and they also sell Make America Great apparel. So it's about selling.
Is that your stance on this? Other people are as stupid as you? Although, on this, I don't get the fuss, to be honest.
Right.
Impeach 45. It's actually a lesson. I didn't know he was 45. I lost count at 43, and that was a Bush.
Yeah. Is Walmart saying that they have both products on their website, so who cares? Is that
No, Walmart has stopped selling them.
But did they have the Make America Great Again products on their website?
Yep,
Well, why don't they take those down?
I'm with you. Either sell both of them or sell none of them or shut up.
I mean, I guess that is a message that's hard to argue against, like Make America Great.
Yeah.
The again part is where you can maybe argue, but the Make America Great, I think we all agree with that.
Yeah, but it's a clear political statement that you're supporting President Trump. So why not then sell for the people who don't?
And I thought that was his, like, I don't know, trademarked, but that it was his gear that he sold, the Make America Great Again stuff.
These are probably the fake red ones that are made in China.
Nice. As opposed to the actual ones that are also made in China.
Right.
Yeah.
All of this.
Along with Donald Trump's ties.
Right, exactly.
Subway. When you go into Subway, you have to have a lot of interaction with the person making your sandwich.
Too much, way too much. I hate it. I can't.
You guys
What do you
killed me
mean
with
olives? It's a sandwich. What can you possibly do with olives?
It's so funny. They ask, do you want lettuce? Would you like tomatoes? That's it.
First of all,
why is it so difficult?
Not true. They say, what would you like?
Yeah.
And I say, I don't know. Stop badgering me.
That's so
and that's
crazy.
when they say, oh, well, would you like lettuce, maniac? And I say, yes, I would. And then they go down this list of things.
It's also right in front of you and clearly labeled. Like, you just say, I do like mayonnaise. Yeah, please put some mayonnaise.
I do
in this.
like mayonnaise, but I also like vinegar. Do I like those two things together? Because they have both. No, one will turn the other one rancid.
So don't ask for both.
I don't know all the rules, Paul.
One man working at a Subway, his name is Gabriel. He has posted to social media an interaction he had with one of his customers. So this guy at Subway says he was making a sandwich, and the woman said, I'm a vegan. Can you please change your gloves? You've been handling meat, making other sandwiches. Can you please change your gloves?
That's fair.
He says, sure, no problem. I will change my gloves. And he did.
Here's what I would do. I'd say, sure, they're in the back. And I'd go in the back, not change them, and come out and just rub my ham fingers all over her sandwich.
So he says, Gabriel, I said, fine, this is totally reasonable. I get it. I was handling meat, so I changed them. Perfectly reasonable request. So this is a post to Facebook. He said, she's vegan. She orders a veggie delight. He says, I get her bread. I toast it. I put all the veggies on there she wants. I start to wrap up her sandwich. And then she says,
can I get some mayo?
So he looks at her and she's looking at me. And I pick up the mayo and I'm waiting for her to be like, haha, just kidding. And she's waiting. She's waiting. And he says, mayonnaise has eggs in it, right?
No, it doesn't. I eat mayo all the time.
Actually, I want to point out that he's a maniac, but it's like the best performance out of Derek. I think that's pretty awesome. I get who you want to be, and I think I can even see how you're dressed. It's pretty awesome.
So he says, are you sure you want mayo?
Yeah.
And she's like what, Derek?
Man.
I eat mayo all the time. It's delicious.
Yes.
Look, I have some right here.
And he's like, lady, it's made with eggs. You're a vegan. I almost just swore. I'm like mad at this lady.
Yeah, I'm mad at the lady.
So he says, now that you know, do you still want mayonnaise? And she says, yes. And pays for her sandwich and runs away in shame.
As well she should.
So she's, of course,
just for being vegan.
Yeah,
destroyed on social media. I think she didn't know that mayonnaise was made with eggs.
My vegan is, she's very good at it. And maybe now better than before. We were coming back from someplace
Your
together.
daughter.
Yes. And thank you.
He said my vegan.
My favorite vegan. So anyway, we go to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company or something. It's in an airport. And she orders, and then they bring her plate of spaghetti out, and she said, there's no animal products in that spaghetti, are there? And the guy goes, no. And she went, okay. Just totally started chugging egg noodles and also,
meat sauce.
Right. She's gotten better at it.
Well, I think if you're going to choose to be a vegan, you should know that mayonnaise has.
Did you guys happen to see on the news, and it was a feel-good story or some such thing, so I don't know, I saw it. See the transvestite or drag queen, rather, that took over a wedding?
Mm-mm.
No.
Paid by the groomsmen or something to show up, and this crazy drag queen shows up doing a song that she's pillows or some such thing, but really violent. And I thought, that's my daughter's wedding. That's what I'm going to do.
Are you looking into now hiring that performer, the same person, the same drag queen?
The only thing that makes it horrible for me is the other people at the wedding going,
right, yeah.
wow, this is stupid and everything about it is stupid. I don't want that.
I
Some
don't know why
people
you care so much about what your ex-in-laws think about your daughter's wedding. Shine them.
Because I care what anybody thinks about my daughter in general. This is not.
It's going to be a great wedding, and she's going to love it.
It's stupid. I have more practice with getting married than most people.
Yeah.
And I say
Married by
this
a
is
Zulu priestess.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, your weddings haven't been all that traditional. Most of them on the first date, right?
Yeah. I still say that's the way to go. Like,
Yeah.
I am now like arranged marriages in India and stuff like that, and it's a great idea. Have
Yeah.
at it.
You're insane.
Keep your culture going.
Animal rescuers in England say they have
I'm going to have to
noticed-
scuba dive them out of the cave?
No.
Oh.
That's Thailand.
Oh.
Animal rescuers in England said they have noted an uptick in calls to rescue drunk seagulls. And that's because they
That's
are
because you only get one hit. You know, you're bound to be upset and drink a little bit.
So this means that they had a level before,
Yep.
and this is an increase to that level.
Yep.
A measurable level before of calls for drunk seagulls.
They said what's happening is they believe the seagulls are getting into brewery waste.
Oh, yeah.
Beer brewers are not disposing of the wort or some grains properly.
Yeah, fermented grains, yeah.
And
Because usually it's trees. It's usually fruit trees. And the fruit on them has gone bad. And it gets all sorts of animals drunk. And by
Sure.
the way, some of the funniest video ever, drunk animals. And nobody's fault but God, so you can allowed to laugh at it.
Yeah.
well, these are people making alcohol, whether it's beer or actual alcohol, and not disposing of the spills properly. And they said they're getting a ton of calls about drunk seagulls wandering the streets. And they
Okay, a
said
seagull's a pretty clumsy bird. How do you know when one is drunk?
Oh,
Because they
very
all
good.
look drunk
Oh,
to
yeah.
me.
the birds appeared disoriented, confused.
You can't even say that, Paul. They all look drunk.
All seagulls
How
look drunk to
dare
me?
you?
What?
As a spokesman for the seagull community.
Are we going to have protests out? front?
Yes.
Seagulls walking up
But
and down?
non-binary. You can't say what kind of bird they are.
Animal Rescue say these birds were clearly wearing their beer goggles when they scavenged their meal for the day. They've been suffering from hangovers after a gull's night out.
Oh, goals. Goggles.
Goggles.
Like seagulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get it?
Nope, still don't get it.
Waka.
Did he say they'd put it on their bill?
Yep, that just happened. How about,
Dude, it's only 6:18. I can wreck this show better.
how about some good news?
Yeah,
Love that,
please.
yeah.
Today is Cow Appreciation Day
Cow
Cow Appreciation
Appreciation Day.
at Chick-fil-A. They do it every year. And today, from opening until 7 p.m., if you dress up in any kind of cow apparel, you receive a free entree from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. You could dress up like a cow or have $4.
Right. One of those two things is necessary.
I'm dressed up like a cow.
Really?
I don't even eat chicken.
Yeah, I don't hate it as much as you'd think I'd hate it.
Really?
Yeah, but then if you're the guy that turns out that you did that for a chicken sandwich,
You hate that
then
guy.
I hate you. Yeah.
But if you're already going to Chick-fil-A, why not save yourself $4 and put on a cow something or other?
I'm thinking that a cow costume costs more than $4.
Yes, it does, as a person who may have rented cow costumes.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida. Star of the day.
Yay!
Most people wouldn't say getting punched in the face unprovoked would make you lucky. But for one
I
man,
wouldn't say that.
it is. David Miller, working at a Florida gas station. Somebody walked in. So this dude, David Miller, is 63 years old. He's working. And this guy walks in, wants to buy booze. He says it's too late. We stopped serving alcohol in Florida at 3. You're here at 3:30. He was so mad, he wound up and popped him in the face. 63-year-old man goes down for the count.
What a terrible puncher. He winds up. That's a bad. Like, don't wind up.
It's like the Three Stooges.
Yeah, and don't go.
So
Unless
he
you're
says
Muhammad Ali. Do not wind up, and you're not.
he had to go to the hospital. They gave him a CT scan. That's when they noticed a brain tumor.
Which turned out to be one of his teeth.
It was a brain tumor, and they
How
said
hard did that guy get hit that he formed a brain tumor?
Yeah, wow.
he said, "Thank goodness this has happened, because otherwise they wouldn't have found the brain tumor. It would have grown. It was
I
small
don't
enough."
think that's what he said.
He said, "I feel very lucky."
Nope, I don't think so.
What'd he say?
I think he said, that is not a tumor.
And he said, "I'm hoping that this is good for me. I'm hoping this guy, now that he's busted, will also wind up feeling
With
lucky.
a brain tumor? Oh, no, feeling
Yeah,
lucky.
no, that's fair.
He
'Cause
went the
he'll-
other way.
He'll go to
Hit a
rehab.
senior citizen for no good reason. Yeah, I think you should be in trouble.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Clearly, we need to take a break. When we come back, what A-list superstar was in a scary motor vehicle crash yesterday? In the hospital.
You look okay, Danny.
Thank you very much, dear.
That's nice of you, but this is a Danny-style superstar times 10. This is like somebody we all know and love.
Uh-oh.
Household
what
name.
she
Are you not
saying?
somebody that we all know and love,
Apparently
Danny?
not. I didn't know.
A household name.
Household
not,
name.
No. Not Danny Bonaduce.
No.
Danny Bonaduce times 10. Someone that everyone
the
knows
thing-
and loves.
The thing that Amy said you shouldn't bring into work because it's just look at this on the
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
Was a whole other television career I have had that you guys are of which you guys are unaware.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a household name. That's all I'm
I
saying.
think you are.
I would like to go. How many households will make a decision?
How
10?
many? Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go to 10 houses.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
Hi, do you know who I am? Or can I even go, my name is Danny Bonaduce? Do you
So
know
when
that?
absolutely.
I tell
Your
you
name
who it
is a
is,
household
you
name.
are going to have to then decide if you are as famous as this person.
Yeah.
And
I've
I'm
already
sorry,
decided.
but
by the way.
Yeah, me
I
too.
disagree.
This guy sucks. He's nobody.
We're glad he got in a car
All right,
accident.
Yeah,
you'll find
on
out
a
who
motorcycle.
it is next. And do you want to win Mariners tickets? Well, stay with us because you can next in sports. Def Leppard's guitarist Phil Collen taking a leave of absence from the band's tour. We now know why.
All right.
Turns out his wife Helen died and was brought back to life while giving birth to their child. He said that
Do you
she
hold a resentment against that kid forever? Remember when you killed your mom? I do.
He said that he had to leave because she had such severe complications during the birth. And he said, quote, she actually died and they brought her back to life. There was internal bleeding. It was just craziness. I was out on tour. I obviously had to go to California to be with her. Rather than shut down the tour, they got the guitarist from Trickster to stand in for him as he has done before. And he said she is now fine and the baby's fine.
I can't believe any of that stuff is a surprise to anybody.
Which part?
There's internal bleeding. There's this, there's that. It's a person, 8 pounds on average, or something like that, that's coming out of your body.
Yeah.
That should do terrible things. Nobody should give birth. We should make kids. I'm glad she's fine. Or well.
Yeah, she's on the mend. And Def Leppard playing The Gorge with Journey September 29th.
Cool. That's
He'll
got to be a
back.
great show.
Yeah. The childhood home in New Jersey where Bruce Springsteen lived for 7 years has been sold for $255,000. Not a lot.
No, but I mean, it's Jersey. I mean, there's $1 million neighborhoods, but, he talks about being a working class guy. I guess I'm surprised that there's a $250,000 house anywhere in the world where there isn't shooting in the streets
Yeah.
this morning
Yeah,
and
right.
night. So I'm a little surprised, but, those houses have to be somewhere. It can't be all the craziness we have here.
Right. Well, Asbury Park is booming. And this is clearly not there because then it wouldn't have sold for $255,000. He moved to Asbury Park later, but this is in a place called Freehold. And it's a 2-family home listed for $270,000, sold for $255,000. He wrote in his autobiography that he remembered being 7 years old in that house when he first saw Elvis Presley on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Wow.
So the house does have significance to him,
Yeah.
but he only lived there for 7 years. The Fighting Irish and country music will be coming together on the gridiron, with Garth Brooks announcing plans to play the first ever music concert at Notre Dame's football stadium.
Wow.
So Garth Brooks joined former coach Lou Holtz during a press conference yesterday in Nashville and said they are excited to have the first ever concert, and it will be Garth Brooks.
I'm a fan of me some country music. This may be the best country song ever. Yeah,
But you could say that about maybe a half dozen Garth songs.
and also a couple other ones that just grabbing that "Buy Me a Boat" song. That was
Oh, yeah.
hysterical.
Well, I told you there is an A-lister who was in a motor vehicle crash.
And you said, help me out with this, because if I say it, they're going to say, well, you're just resentful. What did she say?
10 times more famous. Somebody that everyone knows and loves.
Right.
Couldn't possibly be Danny Bonaduce.
Right. And I find that deplorable.
George Clooney.
What about him? Is that the guy?
That's the guy.
Yeah.
George
wouldn't-
Clooney.
I wouldn't say 10 times.
I was going to say 3, 8.
Oh, I was going to go higher.
Oh, that's totally different.
He was in a motorcycle accident.
Uh-oh.
This was in Italy. He was reportedly headed to a film set when his motorcycle was hit by a car. Now, it does look like he's okay. He was released from the hospital today, and we haven't gotten a lot of other details, but looks like George Clooney is okay after a scary motorcycle crash.
As long as he still looks like George Clooney and says things like, "You're my guy." That's what he says every time he turns around telling somebody that they're his guy.
Does he say that to you?
No, never. I'm not famous enough to be one of his guys.
And if anybody's wondering, Danny Bonaduce also okay.
Yeah,
alive
thank
and well.
you, Paul.
And
yeah.
Jerry O'Connell is
You know, if
headed-
it happens to Clooney, it kind of happens to me. It's like twins
Right,
that way.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scratch on his knee. I scratch mine.
forever linked.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell is headed to Bravo. The actor, now 44 years old, is set to host a new late-night talk show beginning this fall called Real Men Watch Bravo. Jerry O'Connell and a panel of male celebrities, comics, and tastemakers will chat about the latest pop culture moments, and he is also the executive producer alongside Andy Cohen.
Right. That guy owns that channel.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry O'Connell stepped in for Wendy Williams during her 3-week break with her medical issues. He also filled in with Kelly Ripa.
Yeah, he was good at that.
He's good at all of it. Yeah.
They said it's surprising. He is a really good talk show host. Who saw that coming? Kind of nobody.
Well, once he did the Wendy Williams, God, man, she's a goof, but boy, is she talented.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching. I'd never seen it before, and Amy and I are watching it, and it's annoying. How you doing? And you know, and then here's what happened to Kanye, and I don't care, and shut up. And then I realized she's been on that stage by herself for about 18 minutes.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
know very few people that can do that. That's a thing, man.
And then turns out Jerry O'Connell could do it.
Yeah.
3 weeks filling in for Wendy Williams. And Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat. He is the mystery star behind a new satirical half-hour series on Showtime called Who is America? The first show airs on Sunday and features former VP Dick Cheney.
Wow.
Sacha Baron Cohen making fun of America.
Is that what he's doing?
That's what it sounds like.
I hate that guy.
He's talented. I know that Borat ruffled a lot of feathers,
Mine.
but he's a talented
You know,
dude.
he did jokes in the home of concentration camp survivors. Yeah, you lost me right then.
When he did the Ali G show, he did a lot of political stuff and would do like fake interviews with politicians, but they didn't know it was fake.
Yep.
It sounds like it's going to be more like that. And it was really funny in
Yes, I heard.
the Ali G show.
Samuel L. Jackson will look 25 years younger for the new movie Captain Marvel. And this isn't just a flashback. This will be the entire movie. 25 years younger. Samuel L. Jackson is now 69 years old. And they have revealed that he and his co-star Clark Gregg will both look totally different than their real life selves because they're going to make them 25 years younger. So
I don't know how different Samuel L. Jackson would look.
25 years ago.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of
Yeah.
him when he first started. And stuff. Like it's not like he's deteriorated a
Right.
whole lot. But I also saw in Pirates of the Caribbean, the most recent one, they aged in reverse Johnny Depp. And
Yeah.
it was really amazing how they did it, but still distracting as hell.
what about Kurt Russell in the second Guardians of the Galaxy? That was crazy. They made him look 50 years younger.
Did they? I don't remember.
yeah.
I
Remember?
refuse to see that movie. Just 'cause
Oh
of Chris
yeah,
Pratt.
no, I understand. I have your back. Not like he had your back when he was pinning it.
Exactly. When I was pinning him.
Yeah,
But-
whatever
but-
you said.
Have
Yeah.
you seriously not seen that, Paul?
No, I don't watch squirrel movies. I mean, in fairness, I have seen all of the Alvin and the Chipmunks, but that's for
Right,
the kids.
but that's a totally different thing. You didn't fight them.
right.
Movie star Gal Gadot surprised children at a Virginia hospital when she showed up.
By flopping a Hogan, which everybody thought, well, it's a surprise, but I don't know that it's right.
She showed up to the hospital in her full Wonder Woman costume, doled out hugs, kisses, autographs, bringing smiles to sick children's faces. It was a really cute moment. She is there filming the new Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 1984, and decided while she's there, she wants to give back to the community.
That's
and went
adorable.
to
We're
hospital.
not filming that movie in the hospital, right?
No, in the area of Washington, D.C.
okay.
I'm with Paul.
And is she really sticking with the Gadot thing?
Yeah,
Just
no,
be Gal
she is.
Gadot. Come on.
I wanted to be Gal Gadot too because it's crazy that you're Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
No, I want it to be Godot.
See, also better, but it's
Gal
not.
Gadot.
It's Gadot.
Waiting for Godot.
Good dot.
The 6 people that got that, and then we mangled it.
If you're one of 44 million Americans carrying some estimated $1.3 trillion worth of student loan debt in the United States, I've got good news for you.
Yeah.
True TV today is going to debut a new game show called Paid Off. This is being pegged as a classic trivia game show with a Freddie Mac twist. It's 16 episodes.
What's that mean?
Freddie Mac is a government loan agency.
Oh, okay.
Ah, yeah.
So Freddie Mac, what's the
They
Freddie
backed
Mae?
the loans.
Yes.
So these student loans.
Yep. 16 episode series hosted by comedian Michael Torpy will give 3 college debt carrying contestants who are in their late 20s, early 30s.
Hopeless millennials, come on down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird. So I don't know who their PR guy is. I saw a clip of the actual show.
Yeah.
And I guess it wasn't the whole show because I just went, oh, I see. And they even explained it. We're doing this. Every dollar you win goes to pay off your debt. And then I just saw it on the news this morning. And then I get here and Sarah's doing it in the news. Who did these guys snuggle up to, if you will, to get that kind of press of a game show on a cable channel?
I mean, it's an interesting concept because so many people are struggling with student loan debt.
I don't think True TV has had a decent idea since me.
More than 16 million Americans owe $25,000 or more in student loan debt.
Yikes.
So it's a pretty brilliant game show
Stop
concept.
going to college, people. Come
Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing now. They're
Yeah.
saying you don't even need to go anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to be when you grow up.
Exactly.
I want to get, I don't know, laid is the thing I'm thinking about. I want to drink beer and hang out with chicks that are way above my station in life.
Yeah.
So you do advocate going to college? 'cause
I do.
That's how you get those
Yeah.
things done.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Gotcha.
a big fan.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I've never been, I mean, I've attended colleges in the sense that
But
I
it
was
looks-
on their campus.
It looks great in the movies.
It does look great in the movies. And then you play beer pong, and then that hot chick loves you for the evening.
Yeah.
There, to say you've done a keg stand, you can really only say that if you've been to college. If I told you
I don't know. I was doing keg stands in high school.
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
I am often.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Mariners were off yesterday, but back in action today, playing the Angels. First pitch, 7:07. That's the start time on Root Sports. We've got Mike Leake and Garrett Richards pitching. So they're on the road, which means we will play an in-studio version of Mariners KZOK Music Trivia. Here's how it works. We play a song clip, and then you call right now to tell us the artist, the title, and the year it came out. If you get that right, you can win tickets to an upcoming game. Derek, play the clip. All right, call right now, 800-252-1025. We need the artist, the song title, and the year it came out.
2 and 3 of those should be pretty easy, I
Yeah, I
think.
would think so.
Yep. But I mean, to tell you, the year is always
Yeah.
what gets me. I just did it mentally, and then I looked at the answer, and I'm wrong. Just
Really?
like that.
I got the band and the title.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I'm trying for the year without
I got
Googling it.
guesses.
Yeah.
And even a qualified guess, I think.
All right. Well, our listeners are calling right now. Hopefully they're smarter than we are, which means the chances are good for that. Speaking of the Mariners, Paul, tell us how we help get Gene Segura to the All-Star game.
Well, you just go to mariners.com/vote. You can vote as many times as you want up until 1 p.m. tomorrow. And they've got great giveaways that they're doing as well. They have a special ticket discount.
Oh.
Buy one, get one free tickets if you vote.
Nice.
You can buy tickets to an upcoming game. They're doing a giveaway package where you can win front row tickets and a picture on the field with Gene Segura, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
And then yesterday they were doing like every hour a new giveaway. So I voted a whole bunch of times yesterday and last night because I wanted to win. You can do it for selfish reasons too,
Sure,
not just to
yeah.
get Gene Segura in the All-Star game, but I wanted to win. They had a Mike Zunino signed bat that I was trying to win, and James Paxton signed hat that they were giving away. So mariners.com/vote. Vote as many times as you want to.
And get that
get
stuff.
him.
I've got a couple, like I said, I'm not that giant of a baseball fan, but I went to a silent auction back when I was still drinking. And I still have a bunch of really cool stuff. I have a pink bat for breast cancer awareness signed
Right.
by Shane Victorino and a cool pink bicycle. And I love me some pink, so get on board with this.
Obviously, everybody wants to see a fourth Mariner in the All-Star game, but also why not get
Why
me
not?
some stuff too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck did a pretty cool thing for a person who found and returned his lost wallet. Now, Andrew Luck was out on a bike ride and lost his wallet. A man picked it up and took it to the Colts practice facility and said, I looked inside to see whose wallet it is. It's Andrew Luck's. Can you return it to him? So the Indianapolis Colts said, thank you. And yes, we will. A few weeks later, this guy gets a special gift in the mail, a signed football and a handwritten note expressing his thanks.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's cool.
So he didn't have to do anything but took the time to write a note and send the football because Andrew Luck is a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart of a guy,
He didn't do it, though. The team did it.
I'm sure.
I mean, obviously the team planned that out because they got the guy's contact information to send him something.
Well, they should have,
Yeah,
though.
right.
And Andrew Luck didn't have to do a handwritten note. You know, I saw the picture of it. It's definitely written by him.
Really? Because
It's-
you're a handwriting expert.
I am.
You
How'd
matched it
know?
up. You matched it up with some of his previous writing.
Some other
Yes.
autographs you have at home.
I'm also a numismatist
Yeah.
and a phrenologist.
That's where you measure the bumps on somebody's head, right?
Yes.
The last one was, I think.
Interpret the bumps on their head.
Yeah.
You don't measure them.
And that's
I also-
actually a piece of dialogue from the Partridge Family. I've decided to quit the band. Mom says, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "I'm going to be a phrenologist." And she said, "What the hell is that?" And I said, "I'm going to feel and interpret the bumps on people's
Yeah.
heads." And
That's
she said,
awesome.
"That's
I'm
nice."
also a phlebotomist. I draw blood.
Okay.
Yep. And, oh, man, what's the one where you
A
collect?
hippopotamus,
No, what's the one when you collect coins?
numismatist. No, that's stamps.
Loser.
Yeah. Oh, man, I almost had you on another one.
They steal that line of dialogue and use it in Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and what's the other guy? Charlie Sheen? No, not Charlie.
no.
Not Charlie Sheen's not in it.
Emilio Estevez and Dreyfuss, Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, it's a great movie.
Maybe. I'm telling you.
Richard Dreyfuss is not in that movie, I don't think.
Not,
No.
Derek, who's in Men at Work with
well, the
Emilio
band,
Garbage Men,
Estevez?
right?
the guy with the weird eyeball. That's who's in Men at Work.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Charlie Sheen.
Is
It is
Charlie Sheen in the
Charlie
movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brothers from same
yeah.
mothers.
Wrong, different movie.
And they're garbage men, and it's a great movie.
Oh, it is a great movie.
Yeah. They witness a murder? Yeah, I think they witness a murder. I got to go back and rewatch that movie.
Yeah, you
and that episode of The Partridge Family.
and both of them.
Today, the Storm played the LA Sparks at noon. And on Sunday, history was made. Sue Bird scored 21, setting a franchise scoring mark.
Bog.
She became the Storm's all-time leading scorer with her 13th point of the game, passing Lauren Jackson. So she now is the all-time scorer. Congratulations to Sue Bird, or as Danny says, ball hog.
Yeah.
World Cup
I
action.
learned that from you, by the way.
I
you
know.
Bastard, leaving me out to dry.
I forget who it was.
Will Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain, yeah.
Scored like
Somebody said he got a 100-point game, and I said, "Nah, I didn't even know that was possible." To which you said,
ball hog.
"Yeah, that's why I learned it."
In World Cup action, France versus Belgium this morning at 11 a.m.
Go Belgium.
Tomorrow,
Tips.
Croatia versus England, also at 11. Mariners on the road tonight playing the LA Angels, 7:07 start time on Root Sports. We have been giving you a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Mariners game by playing in studio Mariners KZOK music trivia. Derek, play the song clip again. I think the song title, the band part is easy. It's always the year that's the stickler, but you know who's smart?
Me.
Darren in Mount Vernon.
That was my second guess.
All right, Danny, you think you're smart?
I do think I'm
what's
smart.
What's the year?
But I'm not smart at this game, man, but I will try because I'm not just making a hunch. I have evidence. Okay, so it's the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start me up.
Yes.
Yep.
1977.
No.
79. 79 and a half.
No. Darren in Mount Vernon knew the year was 1981.
Oh, I
wow.
still win. I was closer without going over.
Sure. You know why my
$1, Bob.
my estimate was where I had an idea
Yeah.
about it? Because they foolishly got into the disco business, and that was one of the songs.
yeah.
Was that where they dressed up as sailors?
Oh, gosh. I
It
don't
wasn't a
remember.
great idea, whatever they did. The Stones, for God's sakes.
Well, congratulations, Darren in Mount Vernon. You're going to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to pick up tickets to. I have no idea, Derek. What did he win?
He won tickets for the game on July 20th at 7:10 versus the Chicago White Sox, which just happens to be Pearl Jam fireworks night.
Pearl Jam fireworks night.
Don't miss the third of 5 fireworks
Five
shows.
of them.
That's right,
Five.
5 fireworks shows at
This is the
Safeco
third
Field
one.
this summer. On July 20th, after the M's face the White Sox, the Mariners will be celebrating Seattle's own Pearl Jam.
Woo.
with a fireworks spectacular featuring all of your favorite songs by the legendary band. Rock out by heading to mariners.com for tickets.
Awesome. All right. Next chance to win tickets to the Mariners game tomorrow morning at this same time. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Hey, don't be a lunatic and have drinks and then get behind the wheel of a car. But if you do, say you misjudged, how much you've had to drink, and you get a DUI, man, pay attention right away. You want to call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. They will fight hard for their clients. They'll meet you in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma free of charge, my friend. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. All righty, kids. Everybody wants to go see Paul Rogers. That's totally true. Yeah,
true.
I was thinking about it. Like, can I say that? And what if it's not true? But it's totally true. Everybody wants to go see Paul Rogers. Well, we have your way into the show. The guy's playing at the EQC, and we're playing a game called Paul. It's a whole separate guy. Roger, whole separate guy. Paul Rogers, one new guy. Everybody have that now?
Yeah.
I feel like I've explained it. So be here at 7:20 to play Paul Roger or Paul Rogers.
In the news, we were telling you the USPS, the United States Postal Service, used a trademarked picture for stamps, and it cost them.
Unbelievable, the story.
So they wanted to do stamps that had the Statue of Liberty on them. But instead of using a picture of the Statue of Liberty, they used a trademarked version.
I know that I'm getting off track here, but it's so all-consuming of why would you do that? It's the second you take a picture of anything that isn't the Statue of Liberty, you're killing yourself.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Huge mistake.
That cost $3.5 million.
You know, I swear to God, and I've made just gigantic mistakes, but I don't think I'm ever anywhere at that point.
Not in the millions.
Oh, no, definitely the millions. For sure, the
Really?
millions. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
What do you think my last divorce cost me?
Oh. Yeah, I get-
2.8, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember when I was rich? No, I didn't know you then. I looked the same.
But that wasn't a mistake. Your
No,
marriage,
yeah, it was a
your
terrible
divorce.
mistake. Yeah, it was a terrible mistake.
Danny,
And go ahead, throw out something about the kids. I dare you. Go ahead.
you had 2 kids with this woman.
They're terrible people.
He's maybe not saying the marriage was a mistake or the kids were a mistake, but that there were mistakes made that led to the divorce.
Well, I love you like
Which
you're
is
my
a
own brother,
better way
but
to
no,
say
the
it,
whole
maybe.
thing was a terrible tragedy, Paul, but thank you. And if my kids are listening, well, you know.
But in all seriousness, we've all made costly mistakes.
Yeah.
I remember when I bought my first car, I was so excited. It was a Volkswagen Rabbit, and I bought it for
That's a great car. I loved that
It was
car.
great. It was white, and it was a stick shift, and I did not know how to drive a stick shift, so someone else had to go pick it up for me and then teach me how to drive it. I was 19 years old. I was so excited. I had this car for maybe a month. I accidentally ran a stop sign. My mistake. Crashed the car. Totaled. Huge scar on my knee. And I did not have enough money to repurchase a car. I ran a stop sign. That was a costly mistake.
That is a costly mistake.
First
Vehicles
car.
can also, often be. Now, most of my cars actually did okay. They didn't set me back that much, but every boat I ever even looked at is a tragic error in judgment. Why? And you know the people who says, you know what boat stands for? Bring out another 1,000.
Right.
And you go, that's a saying. It must be true. And then you buy the boat.
Yeah, it's funny. I want to buy a boat, but I know that would be making a costly mistake.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it.
Don't do
it.
Don't do it. And then you need a Ford F-110 to pull it.
Yeah.
That's how the song goes.
Well, you guys listening, have you ever made a costly mistake? Danny says buying a boat, getting married, those are costly mistakes.
Yeah, it's totally true. I stand by this.
What was your costly mistake? Let us know by answer to 90627.
All right, so here's the question. Well, first I'll tell you the setup, and that is that somebody needed to picture the Statue of Liberty, so they shot a different Statue of Liberty, sent them back $3.5 million. Have you ever made a costly mistake? Here's the phone number, 1-800-252-1025, or text to 90627.
You'd think that the United States Postal Service would know better because they're constantly coming out with stamps that you wouldn't make a mistake using a trademarked image.
You'd think that they'd be smart enough, like here at our work, they say, here are the images you can use. They're stored here, or you have to have this password to get to them. You would think whoever's in charge of picking the picture for the stamp knows where to get that picture from.
Sometimes these mistakes are beyond our control.
Yeah.
For example, I made an innocent mistake. I mistook some lady for some guy or vice versa. I don't even know how it was. It was like a 2-second innocent mistake that ended up in a high-speed police chase and lots of money in legal fees. So, yeah, I could make a whole list of these things.
Well, the question we're asking is, have you made a costly mistake, and what was it? Let's talk with Mike in Sultan.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Sneaky Sexy Bonaduce.
What up?
Well, when I was younger and more stupid, I should say, I used to get pre-approved credit card applications. I sent every one of them in, and that cost me a ton of money.
Wow, I bet. I know a lot of people who got them in college
Yeah.
and didn't have jobs, and they would buy like Domino's.
Yeah,
They would-
free money.
Yeah, free money. And then
That's
the
the
bill
way
came,
you
like,
look at it. That's the way you look at it.
And next thing you know, they're saddled with 20 grand in debt.
But then somebody's going to send you a new application. You can just put that,
On
pay
that,
off
yeah,
the
sure.
last card with that card.
800-252-1025. Have you ever made a costly mistake? Let's talk to Drama in Renton.
Hey, Drama.
Hey, good morning, y'all.
What's up?
I was telling Derek I didn't do the mistake, but I witnessed it when I was deployed. We were on ship heading overseas, and they were moving one of the helicopters from the hangar bay up to the flight deck. Well, the guys who were putting it on the elevator didn't secure it, and when they went to move it, it fell off into the ocean.
Oh,
Wow, that's a huge. That's a showstopper right there. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
seriously.
money.
I mean, what kind of price tag are we talking here, right? $1 million?
Oh no,
$1 billion?
$100 million.
Woo.
Yeah.
Fully armed, at least $100 million.
I think Drama's the winner.
Yeah.
Even beating you and your divorce,
Yeah,
Danny.
yeah. But if I add my divorce to my transvestite fight, now I'm up there a little further. Let me just think a minute.
There were a couple of divorces you could add up.
Yeah, a
right?
couple of them things.
Have you ever made a costly mistake? What was it? 800-252-1025. Good morning, Brent in Port Townsend.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, good morning. I heart to know you have the best radio show.
Thank you,
Aw,
dear.
that was
thanks,
cute.
Hey, it
Brent.
was adorable.
I've been working on that.
All right.
So I was getting a drink at the bar, and I made the mistake of asking the bartender how far along she was.
Oh, honey.
Why would you ever do that, crazy person?
I don't know, officer.
Because I don't know that I've ever done it, but it seems
did
like
it
it's
once.
Did you do it?
Yeah, but I was a kid. It was like I was a high school kid. It was a substitute teacher. I
No,
should have
you
known
can't.
better.
Yeah,
I
you
should have
should've
known
known
better.
better.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. When are you due? 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already had the kid. Bill
Or I
in-
just really like beer.
yeah. Bill in Lakewood, hello.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Bill.
How are you?
We're good. What's up,
you-
man?
Not too much. Hey, can I say hi to Tori real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Good morning, Bill.
Hi, Tori. I'm naked.
Oh, my. Oh my God.
You know what? I like it. The man's going to throw it out there. I like
Hey,
it.
Bill, guess what?
What?
So is Tori.
Oh, my God.
Okay, now it got gross, and I don't know why.
It should be the other way
Yeah,
around.
it should
right?
be, but I often think about Bill naked.
Yeah.
So what do you got for us, Bill?
So a long time ago, it seemed like a good idea at the time, right?
Yeah.
I bought a house in San Antonio, and nice neighborhood, close to where I worked. But when I got ready to move, I couldn't sell the house. I rented it out while I was gone, and the renters didn't pay half the time. And when I finally got rid of the house, the last set of renters, they skipped on me, changed the locks on the doors, and took off.
Yeah.
So I ended up
That's
having to
bummer.
sell the house to one of these places where they say, we buy houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we buy ugly houses or something like that.
Yeah. I took a terrible loss. I lost thousands of dollars on that deal,
That's
but at least
a bummer.
I got out from under the house.
But good, you get out from under, because that's probably, if I look back on my biggest torment, I mean, not specifically here's the number one, but the last thing I had was a house I bought when I was 16. All partridge money was gone, everything was gone. And I just decided I'm going to rent this out and keep one thing from all of that work. And the second they moved in, they stopped paying, and the police were getting called all the time, and you can't get them out. And we built up, I had no job, and it was built up thousands of dollars in debt, and I had to take them to
bummer.
court to get them out of my own house.
Yeah.
Oh, I got mad for a second. Thanks for that, Bill. Put on your pants.
JC and Bothell, what was your costly mistake?
I got a student loan to go to broadcasting school. And
Oh, terrible idea.
Yeah, it was, but I did learn how to talk like this. But I paid, I got a $4,000 student loan that ended up costing me $21,000.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll
Yeah.
happen.
man,
And now I'm a
that's
truck
brutal.
driver.
but a great sounding truck
A
driver.
great sounding truck driver.
I bet they love you on the CB.
You know, I used to say things. I've never met a successful man in broadcasting that went to broadcasting school. And as the years went by, that changed. Like, I'll bet you've been, haven't you?
Yeah, I went through a broadcasting program.
Yeah. I think a lot of
Gibbons
people
did
now
too.
are doing it. Gibbons did it. Heck, you didn't do anything useful, did you?
I did go to a somewhat of a broadcasting school.
All right.
Not very successful, though.
You're doing great, man. You played like 9 characters on today's show. You're awesome.
That's true.
Yeah.
His girl at Subway voice this morning was fantastic.
Yeah,
Can you
great.
do that one for us again?
I'll just leave that unpassed.
We did have a request for
Wow.
more of that on the text line as well.
He shot us down.
Yeah, he did.
We said, hey, do the funny voice again. That's not the way to the top in radio, mister.
That's what they taught you in your broadcasting
To say
school?
no to the host about a little wacky bit. Wow.
Paul, what was your costly mistake?
Shortly after we moved into our house, bought our first house, and our heat pump died, like just a couple of months after we moved in. And we called a couple of people that came in, and they said it's going to be about $6,000 to replace it. And this is a known like bad unit. This is, it's going to die at some point, or you could repair it for $1,500, and that might get you by, might not. And we said, well, we don't have the money right now. It's winter. We need the heat. Let's repair it. So we spent $1,500 on repairing it. A couple of months later, another part breaks. That was $500. So now I'm $2,000 into it. And then that very summer, we go to run the AC, and the unit just completely dies. So now I got to buy a new one for $6,000. So $8,000 for my $6,000 of heat pump. It was
a
a
bummer.
pretty bad beat.
And Tori, have you ever made a costly mistake?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So Stevie Van Zandt came into the KZOK studios when we were at the other studio a while back.
Yeah.
And he gave us all VIP tickets to the Bruce show. And I was so excited. And we were in the front row, and I'm just looking up there. But you know how Bruce plays for like 4 hours long. And I had to work the next day. So I left just a teeny bit early to find out that Eddie Vedder came on the stage with Bruce and sang a song.
Wow, that's a huge mistake.
It was a terrible mistake.
I feel terrible for you.
Yeah.
Derek, have you made a costly mistake?
I worked at a place where they let me do wiring on trucks. The thing is, I didn't really know how to do wiring.
sure.
Sounds
in
like
any
they made
sort
a
of
costly mistake.
Vehicle. So I wrapped the wire around a part of the truck that I guess you're not supposed to wrap it around, and it like melted, and then all the electrical equipment failed in the entire truck. And he came back and he was slightly upset about it, and we had to replace everything, and it was like
Just
thousands
slightly.
of dollars in damage.
Slightly
I'll just
upset.
tell you right now, if you'd have done that in your girl voice, that would have been a home run story. That's all I'm saying.
Totally.
Yeah, like totally.
Like
exactly.
totally. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for all your calls, your texts. It is time now to play Paul, Roger, or Paul Rogers.
Right.
This is your chance
right.
to win a pair of tickets to see Paul Rogers September 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. So if you want to play and win the tickets, call us right now, 800-252-1025. Bad Company on 102.5 KZOK. That's going to sound pretty good at the Emerald Queen Casino. Paul Rogers is going to be there September 29th. We are giving you tickets all week long at this time. But you need to play the game Paul, Roger, or Paul Rogers.
Paul, Roger, or Paul Rogers.
All right, now, but interestingly, is Pauline ever an answer?
Maybe.
No.
No.
Okay.
She says no.
It scared
She
me,
would
man.
know. It's
I
her
remember
game.
the phones, and there's a contestant named Pauline. I thought, what if that's an answer?
Here's
yeah.
how it works.
All right, why don't you
Danny's
do
going to
that?
give you some song lyrics.
Yeah.
You have to tell us if they were written by a Paul, a Roger, or a Paul Rogers. I'm not seeing the word Pauline in there.
All right.
And it's not Friday yet. So,
Who says?
Pauline, however, is the name of our contestant, and she is from Mill Creek.
Hiya, Pauline. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for asking. A big question here. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, I do.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
Yes, I do.
Well, then let's get to it, shall we? These lyrics were partially inspired by his trip to South Africa and his experience with its culture. A man walks down the street. It's a street in a strange world. Maybe it's a third world. Maybe it's his first time around. He doesn't speak the language. He holds no currency. He's a foreign man. He's surrounded by the sound of cattle in the marketplace. Damn. Was that written by a Paul, a Roger, or a Paul Rogers?
I'm going to say a Roger.
You're going to say Roger?
I'm going to say you are incorrect.
No! Maybe he
I
said
am
Roger
very
as in
sorry.
I agree. Like, Roger, we'll go.
Roger that, Danny.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff and Edmonds, do you need Danny to read the clue, or do you know if that was a Paul, a Roger, or Paul Rogers?
Oh, it's definitely Paul Rogers.
I am
What-
sorry, Jeff.
What is happening? Here's what's happening is people are getting it. They're familiar lyrics. So
Yeah.
you just go, yeah, it's this guy, and it's not that guy.
They're confident, though. He said
They
it's
are.
definitely Paul
Yeah.
Rogers.
And what was our friend yesterday? A guy calls up the show a lot of times.
Definitely Paul
Definitely Paul
Rogers.
Rogers,
Definitely
yes.
Paul Rogers. Mike, in Olympia, do you know if that was a Paul, a Roger, or a Paul Rogers?
Paul Rogers.
Why is everybody saying that?
I'm pretty sure there's 3 answers, and we've already gotten 2 of them.
Yeah, we have.
Right?
And we
A
threw
lot
out
of them
Paul
we've had
Mean for
twice.
no good reason.
Right.
None of those are correct. So let's see if Rob and Puyallup can get the right answer.
Now, Rob, would you like me to read the clue to you again, the lyrics of the song again, or do you know the answer?
No, by elimination, that would be Paul, and he'd probably be the only one going to South Africa.
I like the way you're thinking, man.
Paul Simon.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Believe me, it's always unbelievable around here.
Wow. Rob and
Good job,
Puyallup.
Rob.
You're a genius, my friend.
Come on.
So he is going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to get his tickets to see Paul Rogers September 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. We'll play this again tomorrow at 7:20 because this went so swiftly. What are you doing?
I think those were the
Nah,
words.
nah, nah, nah. Why did you just do that when you?
Well, it is, in fact, the big news of the day, and it's brought to you, as always, by Goldberg Jones Divorce Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com. I'd like to point out, Rick Jones in studio tomorrow morning. He's going to be telling you all things, like if you're going, hey, man, who gets the house, who gets the kids, who gets the money? Rick Jones will know all the answers to that, so be here tomorrow morning right around the same time.
Well, the big news of the day starts with something about Netflix. Turns out they've decided to switch it up a little bit, and user reviews are going away. Now, over the past couple of years, they've started to sort of shift away from that feature, and they said by the end of the summer, it'll be gone altogether.
Good. I'm not a concerned citizen when it comes to Netflix. I mean, it's on my TV. I've never seen anything on it. I don't think maybe Amy does any stuff. But anyway, if you try and do reviews based on what your viewers and customers think, you can't please them all. You'll just drive yourself crazy and do less interesting programming. You got to get rid of that. Can you imagine if we banked this show on the kind of mail we get? We'd go, oh, so you hate us and we should go home.
I mean, I like it. I don't have Netflix, but like Amazon or Yelp or something like that, I like to see an average of what people think.
Yep.
So that I can decide, is this worth me looking more into?
I didn't think about the two because I don't know about live and die by Yelp, but Amy would never go to a restaurant that she hasn't checked out on Yelp first.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Is it the same thing, or is it I don't like Steve, you should have cast Bob in the role, like that kind of?
Well, it's a little bit of both, but I think Paul's right in that, like, say you're wondering, should I watch Orange is the New Black? I don't know anything about it. How many reviews does it get that are positive? Oh, it only gets 1 star out of 5?
Right.
I don't think I'm going to watch that show. Or
Right, I may
get
change my
5.
stance on this because I first of all, I don't probably understand it well enough to make an informed decision. But if it's just oh no, we give that 5 stars and we give.
It's not reviewing Netflix, it's reviewing the programming on there. So movies, you could see people said, oh, this movie was great, except what's-his-face shouldn't have been cast as...
Okay.
Matt Damon shouldn't have been cast as an Asian guy when he's clearly not Asian.
Well, nobody's saying that movie was great.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that's what happened, but it still was it was a terrible movie. But no, then I stand by my original claim. You can't base your programming with people going, Bob would have been better, and why would you put Matt Damon in? The story would have gone faster. You can't do that. You'll end up not pleasing anybody.
Researchers in Finland say they have discovered a new species of wasp in the Amazon that has a huge stinger.
He says that.
And I am not
He
talking
also
about
says,
my Kia.
Yeah, he also says he can sting you for 3 hours straight.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally lying bastard.
This wasp is crazy. They have named it Clistopyga crassicoadatata.
For short.
Yeah.
It boasts a stinger that is both longer and wider than those seen on most
Show
wasps.
off.
Yeah. I heard wider is what matters too.
The picture is pretty crazy. They said the stinger is definitely some kind of fierce weapon, and that this stinger is used not only to inject other creatures with venom, but to lay eggs. And these wasps can paralyze spiders.
If they don't suck the venom out.
Right. Yeah. You ever try and talk another spider into doing that for you? They won't do it.
So it can paralyze a spider with its venom and then lay its eggs on the spider so the hatching larvae can then eat it.
Oh, that's just rude. Every part of that is rude.
It's so scary.
But now we have an answer to, if you could be any animal in the world, what would you be? I would be that thing for sure.
Okay. What thing?
The Christoslagabligos gyro skull.
I gotta say, I didn't expect to have the answer.
Isn't that correctly?
Yeah, no, that was correct. I wrote it down. That's perfect.
It's funny, like the Amazon is a place I think I want to go, except then you hear about the Clistopyga.
Yeah, you were just in Canada and you were wearing malaria nets on your head.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine you going to the Amazon.
Don't go to the Amazon. Look at pictures of it. It's craziness.
I think I'm going to have to after seeing the pictures of this wasp.
Why were you wearing a malaria hood in Canada?
When I was in Churchill, there were really bad mosquitoes, worse than I've seen anywhere in my entire life.
People live there. There's polar bears wandering the streets and mosquitoes so bad you have to wear headgear.
But now, what kind of
He's
gear do
right.
you wear for the bear?
I don't know. You just have
Because you don't want to get
arms
bitten.
all the time.
You don't want to get bit by either.
Right.
I think you have to make choices.
I did meet a woman young girl, she was in her early 20s, and she had been scalped by a polar bear 2 years ago.
Wow.
And still went back to live there again.
And it's Canada. Like, there's no upside.
Yeah.
You're still in Canada no matter what.
The bear said sorry. So
All
you
right.
have that. Unbelievable.
Pictures, by the way, at KZOK.com if you want to see those.
Remember when
Not
that
the girl
girl
getting
recently
scalped.
got her hair caught in some kind of equipment at work and it
Yeah,
scalped her
I do
and there
remember
was
that.
video of it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was tough to watch the third and fourth time.
Yeah, I agree.
The World Health Organization has been changing up the classification of diseases. A few weeks ago, gaming addiction was added
Oh, yeah.
to this list of diseases, and now compulsive sex behavior
Yeah.
has been classified as a mental illness for the first time. It is now being added to that list. Gaming addiction and compulsive sex behavior.
What is compulsive sex behavior?
Sex addiction, something that feels so good you can't stop doing it.
I don't know that that's how that category works, but it feels so good, and then you keep doing it and you're addicted.
It's got to be doing
is
harm
now.
to your life.
There,
Right?
that, exactly. The setup question was, when was the last time you missed work for this,
Right,
this, and then sex? When was the last time you put your life in danger for this, and sex? And I apparently answered too many yes questions on that.
Well, now they have really started to look at these differently over the past few years, especially. They said compulsive sexual behavior disorder is the persistent pattern of failure to control intense, repetitive sexual impulses or urges resulting in a repetitive sexual behavior. It's a central
All sex
focus.
is repetitive. You're not doing it right.
They said it's the central focus of somebody's life.
Right.
That it's finding and having as much as you can.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
this is now being classified as a disorder.
So
You know,
are like all men have this disorder now?
No,
At least all teenage boys.
When I came out of rehab the very first time, and they said, "Oh well, you're obviously a sex addict," and of course I went, "Yeah," thinking I was cooler than the other dudes.
Yeah.
And everybody said, "Oh yeah, me too." And then I started looking at the questions and things like that, and it's like it has almost nothing to do with actual sex. It's
Yeah.
where would you go? How'd you do? How much has it damaged your life? Which I was shocked by it.
A trip to the Gatorland theme park in Orlando turned frightening for a man and child after they became stranded on a zip line 40 feet above a pool of alligators.
That's a big alligator.
Yeah, that's not the dangerous part. The dangerous part is when you fall from that line into a pool of alligators.
yeah.
Now, according to the manager, it's no big deal. This happens. It was windy. It stopped them. And of course, the fear was falling.
Yeah.
The kid falling into a pit of alligators.
I watched an alligator at that same park. A guy was doing the trick where he puts his head in the alligator's mouth,
Yeah,
and
right.
it clamped down on him, and you couldn't get it off. There's just like very few things you could do. And the same place I saw a guy, maybe that same guy, a tribal elder, I guess, bit his finger off. They have a lot of drama at that place.
Wow.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
I think I've actually been there.
Really? The Gator World?
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to admit that. Y'all remember the Walmart yodeling kid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fuss over that kid.
Mason Ramsey. His version of the Hank Williams classic has been watched more than 50 million times on YouTube.
A lot of fuss over that kid.
A lot of fuss over this kid.
He went on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
I saw it. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was at Coachella, the Stagecoach Festival, the Grand Ole Opry, and it doesn't stop there. We are now finding out he'll be opening up for the Florida-Georgia line during their Las Vegas residency.
Nice.
And he's coming out with his first EP. It'll be called Famous, and it'll have a mix of new songs and country classics, including that one, Lovesick Blues.
Is he gonna yodel the whole time?
Ba-doo. That's how it goes.
What were you going to say, Paul?
Is he going to yodel the whole time? Like, is he going to yodel? All the songs are yodeling?
You know, it's a good question. I honestly don't know because I haven't heard the EP yet, but it is what his technique is.
The second that kid stops yodeling, you should punch his dad in the face. Why do I say it? Because you can't punch a kid in the face.
Right.
It's just wrong. But if that kid goes on stage and doesn't go, yeah, do 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 do. Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
That's pretty good.
You should punch the dad right in the face.
I thought the kid was pretty mediocre at something that even if he does it really well, is still super annoying.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, one of the songs...
Like everything Fran Drescher does. No matter what it is, she's still super annoying.
One of the songs is Jambalaya on the Bayou, which is also Hank Williams, plus I Saw the Light, which... if
great
they're
songs.
done by him, then I think he will yodel them.
All right.
He also has a song called Famous, which was co-written by him and Florida-Georgia Line.
Very cute.
So on the new song, will he yodel? Oh, I can't wait to find out. July 20th.
Me too. I'm in line.
I'll see it to see Florida-Georgia Line. I like them.
Yeah.
Can you give us one more yodel, Danny? That was good.
Yeah, it'll do. No.
Sorry, I asked.
Me too.
That was the big news of the day, brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE or online goldbergjones.com.
Could we fit anything more in?
We can certainly try.
Coming up at Sam's Filthy Forecast.
Are you a screamer? Come on now. I scream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream on a week like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, a big ball of sun overhead will make you beg for it.
Sure.
Vanilla, chocolate, both at the same time.
Oh, as long as it licks.
It'll be 72 under sunny skies today, 77 tomorrow, and getting hotter as the week goes on. My neighbor Vanessa invited me over for Ben and Jerry, but I'm not sure she was talking about ice cream. The heat'll be on top of us on Thursday. So will I. Always on top of your forecast. With the best weather front in Seattle, I'm Sarah.
You know, that Vanessa never invites me over to do anything, let alone enjoy Ben and Jerry's. My goodness gracious. Hey, let's talk about the iHeartRadio app, shall we? It is designed so that you can put KZOK in your pocket and take us with you everywhere you go. All your favorite music, plus live streaming and daily podcasts of this very show are right here, and it's all free of charge. Bring radio to every part of your own life. Wherever you live, wherever you go, it's the iHeartRadio app. Hey, I want to tell you this, the Danny TV is your peek into what's going on right here in the studio, and we try and make it as entertaining as possible. Catch live streaming video. That's Paul's now waving to the camera. Sarah's doing some super weird, my face melted face.
Yeah.
So as I said, we do weird, stupid stuff for your viewing pleasure. And you can watch it all daily and replay the entire show commercial free on KZOK YouTube page.
A lot of people have been talking about Costco and the changes going to the food courts.
Yeah, not loving it.
Well, a lot of people are not loving it. They're getting rid of the Polish dog.
That's craziness.
That is crazy.
Both of you look incensed.
I am.
I mean, that's like not letting the McRib be on your menu all the time.
Right.
It's right up there with it.
They're getting rid of the Polish dog. However, most locations, I think actually all locations, are keeping the $1.50 hot dog and soda.
To be honest, I didn't know that was a choice.
That you could have the beef hot dog or the Polish dog?
Yeah, I didn't know that Polish was an option because I'd have probably gotten it every time I love a good
So
Polish
good.
dog. Yeah, no, I said, hey, hot dog and a cheap Coke for $1.
Yeah.
They say okay, essentially.
They have decided to try to add some healthier options, acai bowls or vegan, vegetarian something or other. That's not distracting. But they are keeping the $1.50 hot dog and soda. And you guys love it. And
Yeah.
it's probably up there in being one of the best bargains ever.
And I like the idea of it. I like the concept of it. I like that no matter what happens, we won't alter this. And that's what they said. They said we're not changing it. And then, in my opinion, they've changed it.
Yeah.
Well, they're still giving you a $1.50 hot dog and soda. Where else can you get a $1.50 hot dog and soda?
Nowhere else, but you can't get the Polish. And they've also dictated the kind of soda.
In
too.
Seattle city limits because of the sugar tax.
There's a sugar tax in other parts of the country as
sure.
well. So I think
Not
they're
a lot,
traitor.
thankfully. For people like in the Midwest, they sure as heck don't have one.
Let me think about something. Oh yeah, I don't care about them. Why would I ever care about how much price a hot dog
care
in
about
Cleveland
you.
is?
Paul, where is your Costco?
Covington, Washington.
So you can get a soda and not pay tax.
I can get a Mountain Dew with all the sugar.
Right.
I think they actually add extra sugar to it.
What
just
a
for me.
bastard.
I think they take Danny's sugar and put it in my soda.
And where is the Costco within Seattle city limits?
South Seattle.
So the one.
That's the one I go to.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to start going to Covington or Bellevue.
Well, then the whole idea of saving money, time, convenience is out the window.
Yeah. And there's closer ones than that, but it's a more of a drive than where you're going right now.
All.
Hey, don't blame me.
But
blame
let's
the
be
city
honest.
council.
This is one of the best bargains out there.
Yes.
Even if you took the soda away, it's a
Yes.
giant hot dog for $1.50.
Yeah, no, it's a great deal.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a better deal. Like, what's one of the best bargains out there?
I got a couple. One I could do in about 5 seconds.
Okay.
Sodas, full soda here with sugar in it and everything, right outside that door.
Yeah.
A quarter.
Yeah.
When was the last
For a
time you heard of
can.
such a thing?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I don't know why they do that here in this building. Oh, yeah. We should have talked about it.
Maybe they just forgot. Like maybe it's been there for 20 years and they just forgot to change the price.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is, 25-cent Coke, and Coke is an umbrella for all sodas. 25-cent Coke right outside the door.
And brand name real sodas.
Yeah.
Not like it's not like a Big K cola.
No, Coca-Cola, Sprite, if they're that orange, what is
Mr.
that?
Pibb.
Fanta, yeah.
Yeah,
There's cherry,
Fanta,
there's
come
cherry
on.
Coke, 25-cent cherry
There's a
Coke.
Mr. Pibb Extra.
Yeah.
Well, you guys listening, what do
Diet
you
Dr.
think
Pepper.
is one of the best bargains there? $1.50 hot dog and a soda from Costco. It's up there with one of the best bargains. What do you think? Call us now and tell us. 800-252-1025 or text in 90627.
Alrighty, this is the thing. Costco, and I'm a little upset by it. A little, is it flummoxed? Whatever it is, I hate
Flummoxed,
it. Yeah, I'm
I
against
think
it.
for sure.
They're just making a huge change, and I don't like it, but it is still an amazing bargain. And what do you think is one of the best bargains out there? 1-800-252-1025, or you can text at 90627.
Let's start with Vinny in Renton.
Vinny, what up?
Hey guys, yeah, you wonderful people.
How are you, buddy?
Hi, Dory. Okay. Hey, I guess for obvious reasons, the dollar store is pretty darn good to me.
Yeah.
I think $1 for 6 bottles of water for $1 and lots of other things.
You know, it's weird because they don't keep the dollar stores where I will see them that often, so
They
I
hide
can
them
count.
from you?
So I can count on probably one hand the times I've been in there, and every time I go in, it's the same thing. Oh my God, how do they stay in business? This is $1? Yeah, it really is amazing.
Paul, you like the dollar store, right?
I love the dollar store,
Yeah,
and
but-
it is shocking the items that they have there. And Jelly Bean loves it because you just go in and you go, whatever, you want to get 10 things, get 10 things.
Right.
Get 10 things for
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Farmer Ted in Seattle, what do you think is one of the best bargains out there?
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
We're good. Thanks for asking. What do you got for us?
Hey, just to start off, your vending machine prices are dictated by your bosses. So
Yeah.
thank them for those quarter sodas.
No, I do.
It is our bosses.
No,
huh?
when I'm in there in my office saying thanks, I also include the Coca-Cola.
We have to be nice to our bosses and say thank you for that?
Well, you can do what I do and get the hell out of here before they show up for work.
So what do you think, Farmer Ted?
7-Eleven's taquitos. You can go in there and get like 2 for $2.25.
One of God's greatest gifts.
Now,
7-Eleven
Exactly.
taquitos.
you know what? I find a lot of this stuff. That's another one. How do you stay in business? At my 7-Eleven, and I'm assuming it's a lot of 7-Elevens, you can get an entire pizza and a liter bottle of Coke for $5.
Yes.
How's that possible? How is that you're making a living with that?
Let's hear from handsome Brent.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, good morning, guys. What a crew. What a crew. So I like going down to Shelton at the Little Creek Casino. They have a half pound of already cracked Dungeness crab for $12 at their little seafood bar.
Wow.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
a great
You know,
deal.
just in general, I'm going to go with casino buffets. They used to be, everything was a deal. It was like a $3 filet mignon or something. That was what up on the sign under Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin and stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's particularly the buffet, and it's not free. And a lot of the big Vegas ones, not free, but always a good deal. Always.
Yeah.
The buffet at a casino, always a good deal.
It's a lot higher quality now than
Yeah.
it was before.
I'm a
Much
big,
like the hookers. Same thing in Vegas, hookers, buffets.
I'm a big fan of QFC, and they will give me a Dungeness crab, a whole one, clean it. It's like $10, and it's a full meal for 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
That's
much
a
work for me.
Great bargain. It's work, but it slows you down so you don't eat it too fast.
I did not get into this business to work.
We've got some great text in the 90627. Somebody says a Costco rotisserie chicken, $4.99 for giant chicken.
My goodness.
By the way, the rotisserie chicken, no matter where you get it, you know, because what's it going to be at the expensive place? $7? It's a whole chicken and it's delicious.
I can't raise a chicken for $5 or
Right.
$7.
Yeah.
Also, a
Student
stamp.
loans.
Think about a stamp, 49 cents to send a letter all the way across the country. Like somebody used to have to get on a horse and ride for weeks for that,
That's
right?
a good point.
Now
That's a
49
great
cents.
point. That's a great deal.
And being able to listen to rock and roll for free on KZOK, says Toma and Bitter Lake. What a deal.
That's one of the best bargains out there.
Yeah, it
Us.
is.
We're cheap.
Yeah, well, you're cheap. We're a good value.
I'm
You're cheap.
eccentric. You're cheap.
What is one of the best bargains out there? That's the question we're asking at 800-252-1025. $1.50 for a hot dog and a soda at Costco. One of the best bargains. Chris and Yum, good morning.
Good morning. McDonald's has a meal deal off the menu board. 2 Big Macs, fries, and a drink, $7.
See, that's crazy.
How are they in business?
How are they doing that?
Yeah.
Well, remember the what was it? Was it 14 McNuggets for $1.49? Because I counted it. They came out to a dime a piece. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was it. 14 nuggets. I don't even know what part of the chicken a nugget
No.
is, and I don't think anybody does, but it's delicious, and what a deal.
I think McDonald's still does the any size soda for $1. So it's like teeny tiny soda, $1,
goodness.
giant soda, $1.
I'm 5'6". I can bathe in one of their big Cokes, one of the big giant gulps.
Good morning to David in Lake Stevens.
Hey, David.
Good morning. How about 4 tacos, either carne asada, carnitas, and a beverage for $4.99 at Taqueria Reconcito?
Oh, I love that place. It's good food too.
Oh,
Nice.
absolutely. They have three near me, and anytime I'm near them, I'm having lunch.
And the difference is it's I mean, not to put Taco Bell down, but it's a restaurant. You know, it's
Yeah.
much more real than Taco Bell. Although Taco Bell with that $5 meal and it's like 3 different kind of Cokes and then some nacho or whatever the side thing is and a giant Coca-Cola. And it's under $5. The deal that the fast food restaurants are going with under $5 is amazing.
One of the best bargains out there, I know this might sound crazy, but Netflix. It's not very expensive, Netflix, and you get so many different shows to watch.
Yeah.
Movies, everything. Amazon Prime, right? That's a bargain, even though it's $100.
Right. Well, just discovering the video side of Amazon Prime, we had Prime for like 2 years before I realized I had basically Netflix for
Yep.
free, you know?
Yeah,
So
and
that
there's
is a good
so
deal.
much programming on now. TV has come a long way. Let's go to Denise and Kenmore.
Hey, Denise.
Hey,
How are you?
People.
I'm doing great.
Good. What do you got for us?
Little Caesars pizzas are like $5.
I didn't
Oh,
know
the
they were
hot,
that
the
inexpensive.
hot and ready. Yeah. Like you just
Yeah.
walk in and it's right there already ready to go.
And you know, some of these things I want to go for the easy joke. Well, you get what you pay for. But it's yummy.
Yeah,
For $5, it's awesome.
You get what you pay for, a large pizza.
A large, yummy pizza. It's not like, but they're not scrimping on anything as far as I can tell.
No.
That Little Caesars pizza.
To be honest, I've never eaten one. In my entire
Oh, you
life.
got to eat one.
But that's because you had no childhood.
Right.
Steve and Carnation, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're all good. What do you got?
Well, tomorrow is July 11th, and that's 7-Eleven. And tomorrow, all 7-Eleven stores will give you a small Slurpee for free.
Yep.
That's one of the best bargains out there.
I could not believe that was a real thing. And I went in and I don't even think I was thinking about it. And I just saw everybody, all these kids going crazy about their free Slurpee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking a 9-year-old, so wait, I can just take one of these things? And they said, no, you don't tie to the guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But don't sneak out. It's a real life thing.
They do twice a year. They do once free Slurpee on 7-Eleven, and then they'll have the Any Cup Day.
Yep.
Like, that's also during the summer, I think, too, where you can bring in any container and fill it up for a couple of dollars.
Could you bring in your bra?
We bring it in like a giant stock pot and fill it up.
Let's hear from Dave in Federal Way.
Hey, Dave.
Bathe in Slurpee.
But Dave from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Good morning there, Dave.
Hey, Wendy's 4 for $4. You get a burger, fries, nugget, and a drink for $4.22. That's pretty badass.
That's badass.
There's so many bargains out there. Who knew?
It's funny because I would never think about, Wendy's for any reason. It's just not my go-to thing. I don't think about it. I think it tells me about that deal.
How do we have like hunger and poverty in the world when we have all these amazing deals?
How do we not have constant heart disease?
Right, true. We do have that.
We do. Paul, what do you think is one of the best bargains out there?
The Seattle Thunderbirds. We love to take. I love to take the family out to the Thunderbirds games.
Go Tips.
Yeah, go Tips. No,
Go
wait.
Thunderbirds.
We're not allowed to be Tips fans anymore.
We're not?
No. So, but it's a fun time out. Like, it's a fun night out, but it's also a great deal. And they do special nights throughout the year. Like 6 or 7 times they'll do pub night where you get a ticket, a beer, and a ball cap for $20.
That's a bargain.
Like, you can't beat that. Really.
No, you can't. Then I'll throw in Kid Rock. Remember that? When he went
Yeah.
crazy and said, you get a ticket to my concert,
a
t-shirt, and a beer
Yeah,
for
for
$20.
$20.
And it's like, again, I don't really think about that guy or Taco Bell or whatever, but there's really deals to be had. You want to know one that I found kind of interesting? Somebody told me and I looked it up. The Ford F-150 is the least expensive car in the world by the pound.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like a Ferrari, whatever it was that it was up against, like $4,000 a pound, and the Ford F-150, $11.
Well, Paul, you've also talked about the Rainiers games.
Oh, Rainiers games are fun. And they put on more of a show too because they know it's like we're minor league sports, so we got to add in like games in between the innings and stuff, and it's always a lot of fun. And you can actually afford to take the family, out to a ball game.
Go Tips.
Go Tips. Yeah.
Go Tips. Go Tips.
There you go. Yeah, you can say that for the Rainiers.
What do you think is one of the best bargains out there?
The dollar bins at the record store.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't want a beat up record of Wham or Culture Club?
Turns out most people.
No, they're the greatest. Those particular LPs made me very happy.
They're fun.
Yeah. Bop music.
Derek, what do you think is one of the best bargains out there?
Tuesdays are the best days to go see a movie because most of the major movie chains do half-price movie tickets on Tuesdays.
I had no idea.
I had no idea, and that is a fine tip.
You're still going to pay about $12 for a popcorn and $8 for a soda.
So what happened to the Tramps?
I don't know what
If
you're
I'd
talking
asked you 4 months ago, tops, 4 months ago, what's the best bargain? You'd have gone, Susie's dance a lot for $3. A bunch of big women will sit on your head.
No cover before 6 p.m. on Wednesdays.
And then that's when they uncover.
What happened to Derek? He's not going to the strip clubs anymore.
We all know.
Huh?
We'll be right back with the news. Coast Guard crews are responding to an emergency call from a cruise ship off the Washington coast, reporting a possible man overboard.
Somebody get their bar tab. Right, they're just going to live this way.
This ship is the Seven Seas Mariner. It reported a missing man, last seen by his wife around 4 a.m. She says she was awakened about 4:30 in the morning by a breeze coming from the balcony door that was cracked open. No sign of her 73-year-old husband. The ship's captain says that video shows a passenger jumping from the 8th deck balcony at 4:30, or just about 4:15 actually, and that ship is now off of Cape Flattery.
How far does a 73-year-old jump?
Well, if the boat's moving, though, he jumps, and the boat continued to move for 15 minutes, and there's pretty darn cold water temperature there.
Where is this?
This is off of Cape Flattery, so this is...
you look great in that.
This
Wow,
is
really?
a ship that sails between Vancouver and then ports in Alaska. That's cold water.
Yeah. I think I may have been on that boat. That's where I may have discovered my love of Juno.
Oh, okay. The Seven Seas Mariner. Yeah, they're looking now, hopefully successfully, for this old man. The entire town of Vantage and its surrounding area have been evacuated, and I-90 has been closed in both directions by a fast-moving wildfire in central Washington. This started late last night, and by 7:30 this morning, it looks like 200 people are being forced from their homes. This entire stretch, 22 miles of 90, has been closed in both directions, east of Ellensburg to just east of Vantage Bridge.
There's a couple of questions. The main one being, how close to Yakima?
It's pretty close.
Oh.
So this is just right at the gorge, at the Columbia City Gorge. Vantage is right on the other side of the river. So luckily, there's not a ton of people who live there,
Yep.
but still, the people that do.
Yeah, and right now they say there are no injuries. It does not look like any structures have been burned yet, but it also has not been contained at all, 0% containment. So hopefully they can get this under control quickly. Yeah. There's a nice story in the news that has to do with a police officer and the president of our country. Marysville police officers.
Are Marysville?
Yes.
Wow.
His police officer's simple gesture on the 4th of July has gained not only national attention, but the attention of President Trump. Now, last week, this Marysville police officer was spotted on home surveillance helping replace an American flag that had fallen and dragged on the ground. In the video, you can see the police officer stopping his car, walking up to the flag, which was attached to the home. The attachment had broken, so the flag was partially dragging on the ground. And he decides to roll up the flag and place it in their door as opposed to letting it drag on the ground, which violates the United States flag code.
Right.
You have to burn it, I think.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what the code says. If it
Not
touches
anymore.
the ground, you have to burn it.
Nope, they changed it. I believe. I could be wrong on
I
this.
think Danny's right. I think they did change it because it's pretty wasteful.
Sure.
to-
And
Well,
also,
your
it's a bad
flag-
look, too. You're burning a flag in your
should
driveway.
not be touching the ground anyway. It's not like, well, how is this going to cost because we're burning flags all left and right. I just remember reading that they had changed it.
Well, this got a lot of people's attention. It was posted to Facebook. The homeowners, thank you. They didn't mean to do it. The flagpole broke. And the president saw it and tweeted and said, beautiful, thank you to our great law enforcement officers for all you do 24/7, 365. And thanked him specifically.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, meh.
I mean, thank you to all the law enforcement officers.
Yeah,
and all
absolutely, all over the place.
367, 425, whatever.
You fix the problem with the flag and you put it back up.
Exactly.
You're the cops.
Yeah, why didn't you
You have a
repair
tool
it?
belt on you.
You rolled it up and stuck it in their door?
In their door?
And didn't even talk to
What
them?
if they thought it was a protest from all the hippie flag burners?
I would think if I come out that you broke the
That's what
flag
I would
off my
think.
house and stuck it in my door for some weird reason.
What is wrong
Thank
with
God
you
the world
two?
is not populated entirely by us.
And the big news this morning was that the final 4 boys and their soccer coach were successfully removed from the flooded cave in Thailand, finishing the efforts to rescue them. It did start to look pretty bleak. We know one life was lost in this attempted rescue, but now everybody is safe. They're in the hospital where they're recovering. 2 of the boys have pneumonia. All of the boys could be suffering from lung infections. 2 of the first 4 have confirmed lung infections. We will know more about their health in another day or 2.
Well, God bless. I remember and I don't know that it was quite the drama. Remember the Chilean miners?
Yeah.
How long were they down there?
Like 3 months. I
Yeah,
think.
a lot
I think
longer.
68 days, and I'm guessing, so I don't know. But for forever, You know, I know they were sending like Doritos or whatever through a pipe. That is not enough.
One at a time. Just
yeah, drive them crazy.
Who's next? Put your mouth under the pipe.
Or at least that's what I think it says.
President Donald Trump has picked Brett Kavanaugh for Anthony Kennedy, whose seat he will fill if voted in by
He's
lawmakers.
going to fill his seat? I'm positive that that's legal in all 50 states, to be honest with you.
He is also the former aide to former President George W. Bush. He is a conservative. They say he would fall to the right of Neil Gorsuch and Samuel Alito and to the left of Clarence Thomas.
Samuel Alito?
Alito.
You know, I used to take pride in always knowing the names of the Supreme Court justices. Where'd that guy sneak in? How long's he been there?
Quite a
Is he a
while.
new one or an old one?
I think about 10 years.
Yeah, I think he was
Whatever it was, it got
a
by
Bush
me.
appointee, I think.
Yeah. It's harder to, like when we were in school, I remember you knew them all.
Right.
But when they leave and get replaced, it's just a little bit harder to keep track if you don't follow Supreme Court decisions, you know? A man in Istanbul has chosen the option of divorce after his wife gave him an ultimatum. She said, "It's me or the dog." He chose the dog.
For what purposes?
Companionship. So this woman said he brought home one day a dog and a parrot. And she said, "We've got a baby. I don't want to take care of two animals." He said, "I love these animals. Look at this dog is so cute. I just rescued him. And this parrot's pretty cool too."
No parrots are cool. All parrots are stupid.
Well, in Istanbul, they have parrots in the wild. So this parrot perhaps is coming and going. But the dog, you know, he's like, "I like the dog." And she says, "Well, it's me or the dog." And he says, "Okay, I like having the pet. So see you later."
Now, is that part of the world where you can get a divorce by saying "I divorce
No.
you"? That's not. What a cool country that is. Barbarians in every other step of the way, but that's pretty cool.
I mean, sometimes it's understandable with pets. You develop quite an attachment. Should we check in? I don't know about you guys, but we haven't checked in with her in a while. Tori?
Yes.
Do you still have a cat and two rats?
I do.
All right, we haven't
Alive?
heard.
They're alive. They're happy. They're fat.
She still has all the pets she's ever had. They're just not all of them.
Usually they're dead.
Good question. Follow-up question was alive.
Yeah.
Because you have not talked about the rats in a while, so I just wanted to make sure you still have all of your pets living.
Oh, they're doing good. I still have my hamster, though, in the freezer. I still need to bury her. I'm not kidding, by the way.
We don't think you're kidding. There's no part of us that thinks you're kidding.
Have we ever gotten a call for Rick Jones like that, where it's my wife says me or the dog?
I'm surprised we haven't.
Oh, we will tomorrow. Derek, how you doing on your wacky voices?
Rick Jones' voice?
Pretend.
Am I
No,
supposed to
I'm
do an
Rick Jones.
impersonation of Rick
You're a
Jones?
caller.
In
and
case
you're-
you haven't heard, Rick Jones will be in here tomorrow.
Yeah, and
7:30.
your wife loves your dog more than she loves you. Okay, I'm Rick Jones. Hello.
Hello, Rick Jones.
I divorced you for that. But thank you for playing along. I appreciate it. That's awesome.
You know, and I'm racking my brain. I don't know that we have gotten that call before.
That's such a big thing I know in just like a breakup of
Yeah.
not a marriage, but just you're dating.
Yep.
Is who gets the dog. If you were living together, who
I
gets
went
the
through
dog
that.
or the cat?
I went through that with a girlfriend of mine, and she and her ex-boyfriend had joint custody of the dog. And I said, "Oh, no. You have no
Right.
custody of the dog, or you have no custody of me. That's out."
Yeah.
And then we broke up like a month later, and I felt bad. Not bad enough to like care or say sorry, but I still felt bad.
And hard to believe it wasn't Florida news. Tennessee police say a traffic stop led officers to the discovery of a suspect hiding crack in a part of the body bearing the same nickname. Crack cocaine
Oh, yeah.
in another
Sorry.
crack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
crack in your crack.
Yep. And they had pulled over this vehicle. K9 units were there.
Oh,
Noticed something suspicious about the car. They discovered a digital scale in the car, not in the crack. $1,500 cash and 17 grams of crack. The police posted to Facebook. Can you guess where the crack was? That's right. The product and location have the same name.
wow. My goodness gracious. And by the way, 17 grams of crack is not nothing. I mean, it doesn't make you a cartel or anything like that, but you're not smoking that yourself, I don't think.
I'm guessing that's also why they had the scale.
The scale, right?
Yeah.
As I said, not in the crack.
Isn't that how ODB died?
Yes.
Yeah. He put the scale in.
Yeah. But he got paid extra, so it's an actual scale.
One woman was arrested after police say she was caught trying to use a stolen driver's license at the bank. The problem was The owner of the license was in the bank too.
Wow. This, these things that would seem so improbable just keep happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
The last time this happened was just a week or so ago, and a man tried to use a stolen credit card, but the woman he handed the credit card to was the woman he had stolen it from.
Yeah, the
I remember
waitress.
that,
Yeah.
In this case, Terry-Anna Butler goes into the bank and tries to cash a check with another woman's driver's license. So they're like, ID to cash this check. She hands over the driver's license. And the woman whose driver's license it was inside the bank changing her accounts because her wallet had been stolen.
Wow.
So they knew. They're like, this says Mrs. Becky. Mrs. Becky just reported her wallet stolen, and she's right over there filling out the paperwork.
Would your bank know it wasn't you? Let's say the person looked like you or something, wasn't breaking. Would they just immediately go, you're not Sarah? She comes here all the time.
I doubt it.
No?
No, but I mean, she had literally walked in, said, I need the paperwork. Somebody stole my license. I need a new bank card. And they're like, okay, paperwork, sit down and do it. And then the lady walks in. It's like, hey, I need to cash this.
My Wells Fargo account here, I'm pretty sure they'd all go, yeah, that's Danny Bonaduce. He has an account here. And my Wells Fargo in Los Angeles would know me because there's a little picture of me by the door of people who are not allowed in.
Yeah, they would have already called the cops.
A new study suggests that eating nuts regularly could improve sperm health.
Of course it could.
Men who ate about 2 handfuls of mixed almonds, hazelnuts, and walnuts daily for 14 weeks had improved sperm count and had more viable swimmers. This study is being done amid a decline of sperm counts across the Western world, being linked to pollution, smoking, and diet. And they say a better diet, like nuts, would help you get pregnant.
Well, if you let your nard smoke, you are just begging for trouble. I was always interested in having a baby with Amy, but my vasectomy was 17 years old by the time I talked to a doctor about it. And they said, well, it's only about 20% chance, and that's a low chance to have an operation to reverse these. But I still thought I would do it, but now the general thinking is it's gone to me.
Well, you need to eat nuts.
Pardon?
You like nuts. Eat nuts. Salty nuts.
Yeah, but I've had actual surgery on my salty nuts, and they're not making babies anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if you decide to make babies, eat nuts.
All right.
That's how you get pregnant.
I can't wait till you teach school.
Can you believe I used to teach sex
The
education
second
in
I
schools?
said it, I knew that you did. Yeah. Teacher.
I was a health teacher for a while. The Wisconsin State Journal is reporting then that an unidentified man made a lane change at the same time as another car. He overcorrected, hit the shoulder. His car flipped. And the
Flipped
suspect
as in was really angry at him for being stupid?
flipped over.
Oh.
And he gets out of the vehicle, takes off his shirt, and then when cops arrive, says, I was just jogging by. That's not my car.
Really? Not terrible. I mean, the shoes were a definite giveaway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if he was wearing jeans, I'd say he was just wearing shorts and sneakers.
That's a super pet peeve of my wife. We walk Green Lake, a couple of times a week, maybe 3 times a week. But if she sees someone going at a good clip but wearing jeans, she whispers in my ear bad things about them.
Really?
Like, wow, there's 100 other terrible things happening around Green Lake. Let's not pick on that guy. But yeah, she drives her crazy.
I think I'm with your wife. Why are you wearing jeans while you're exercising?
Their lunch break? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, you should be an all
little
rational.
self-improvement during my lunch. Sorry, maybe we should just drink and get high like you.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, that sounds like a better
Okay.
plan.
And then you can wear any pants you want for that.
Or not.
Yeah.
A British woman is having her health case documented by the Journal of BMJ. And, these scientific journals study cases all the time. And this journal is publishing her issue. She blew her nose and
Then she blew her mind.
fractured a bone in her eye socket.
Totally different thing from that Rolling Stones song. It's totally different.
They said, be warned because this can happen. So they did a CT scan and they showed the fracture of her left eye socket. She blew too hard.
Oh, you can't really do that.
Bet you didn't know you can do that.
No, I would say, if somebody asked, I'd say, well, first of all, Never mind. Moving on. But I did not know you could do that.
I did not know you could do that.
Has it ever happened before, or are they
Yes.
writing in the journal just because it's the first time?
People have broken their eye sockets, but typically it's
But
not
not blowing
from
your
blowing
nose.
your nose.
So we don't really have to worry about this. One lady did it. Doesn't
she
mean
could go
everyone's gonna do
crazy.
it. Well, I don't care about this lady. I'm saying I can feel free to blow my nose without fear of breaking my eyeball.
Listen, buddy, I don't care who blows your nose. It's an open society that we live in now.
A suspected drunk driver had crashed his car,
Yeah.
caught on fire.
Yeah.
So he did what most people would do.
Take off your shirt and
Start
pretend like
blowing
you're
on
jogging around.
He decided to light his cigarette in the flames of his burning vehicle.
Oh,
He's making a
badass.
statement. Yeah, that's badass.
That's so awesome. I want to be this guy right now.
Well, remember, this guy's cool, but has no car.
Yeah.
I did also notice he, too, took his shirt off.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So crashes the car. He's going 80, crashes the car, bursts into flames. And then he gets out of the car and decides, I'm a little hot from the flames, but I'd really like a smoke. Leans over, lights a cigarette. You don't really want to be him, Paul, because he's in the pokey.
No.
He was
But
taken to jail.
also, why doesn't he have a match?
Why do you need a match? Your car's on fire.
Because that's not easy to do. I have lit cigarettes off of all sorts of things.
Right.
And your burning car is not one of the great ones if you happen to have a match.
His lighter's in the car.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the problem
That's
right there.
That's
yeah.
true. If you missed it earlier, we will remind you that tomorrow is July 11th,
I know what that means.
7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah. I do know what that means.
You do know what that means, but if you guys listening were not here earlier when we talked about this, that means you can go into 7-Eleven and get a free Slurpee tomorrow.
And since it's tomorrow, we can tell you about it again tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's true.
Yeah, because
We
like
will.
right now you say, hey, remember this for tomorrow. 92% of the people surveyed don't remember.
True.
But tomorrow we will tell you what day it is again.
And we do that every day, too. We survey people to see if they remember what we said.
Yeah. 92% of them say, I don't even know who you people are.
Right,
And
do
I
I-
say, what do you mean you people?
Why are you harassing me?
An elusive monster saltwater crocodile has finally been caught
Is
after.
this like your giant panda eating goat?
This is real.
Well, that was real.
was real,
'cause I
too.
think
That
you
was
said
the
it in the
news,
news.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was true. This is a monster saltwater crocodile that has been on the loose for 8 years in Australia. They finally have found it. A 15-foot beast.
Wow, that's big. That's well over 1,000 pounds, right?
Big guy to get him.
That's a big crocodile. 1,328 pounds.
That's a big crocodile.
15 feet. They believe this
Well, it must
croc
be fast.
60 years old. That's an old
That'll slow
crocodile.
it down, yeah.
They have taken him away to a crocodile farm because they don't want it around the human population because it's big and scary.
Yeah. I mean, 15 feet's huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he
It's
is
3 of me standing on not even my shoulders, but my actual head. And then another guy on that guy's head. That's 15 feet.
We are going to take a very quick break, but come right back with music news, entertainment, and sports. So stay with us. Starting with some music news, the 1965 Gibson SG electric guitar, owned by Tom Petty, will be auctioned along with one of the late rocker's top hats. Heritage Auctions announced yesterday that this auction will happen on July 21st. This was the guitar that Tom Petty played during his 1986 tour with Bob Dylan.
Neat.
And a portion of the proceeds will benefit 2 Southern California charities. One of them is called the Midnight Mission that helps the homeless,
Yeah.
and the Tassie Animal Rescue Fund.
I was a guest of one of those.
The Animal Rescue Fund, because
Yes.
you're an animal. The guitar and top hat are being sold by Tom Petty's friend Norm Harris, who runs a rare guitar shop. And he says that he sold the guitar to Tom Petty, and then he returned it to him and gave him another instrument as well, because they were like buds.
Right, that's neat.
Gene Simmons has settled a lawsuit alleging sexual battery, gender violence, battery, and assault against a female radio and TV broadcaster. Simmons and the plaintiff, who is identified in LA court as Jane Doe, say, according to court papers, says it has been settled and the terms are unclear. Now, Simmons was originally sued for groping the plaintiff, making unwanted and unwarranted sexual advances. He forcefully placed his hand on forcibly placed it on the knee. He then
Forcefully put his hand on her knee?
Yep. Forcefully flicked and struck the throat. And they have...
These are things that, by the way, because I want to say these allegations are not anything but allegations. But I will confirm that these are things Gene does when he comes into a studio and he thinks he's doing you a favor. You're my disc jockey. I'm going to watch us fool around. I'm known for my giant tongue and sex with 5,000 women. He really thinks, how can I help you? That's what he's thinking. Wrong as he is. And everybody knew this day would come.
Really? Well, he has settled this lawsuit. Film and TV star Tab Hunter, best known as baseball star Joe Hardy in the big screen adaptation of Damn Yankees, has died at the age of 86. According to his longtime romantic partner Alan Glasner, he told the press that he died from a blood clot that caused a heart attack.
Yeah, I remember when he implied he was gay. 35 years ago, maybe. People freaked out.
Yep.
Tab Hunter, gay, impossible. Next thing you know, Rock Hudson will be gay. And you got your news there. But yeah, that was a big deal. And I never knew of him doing a big coming out so much as he kind of got outed and then thought I would do it. But he was an icon to the gay community. And I say that as a headline I just read, not as a guy who knows what is important to the gay community. But it seemed like it was important.
Well, he was a heartthrob, and it can't have been easy to be such a heartthrob and be gay. And he did finally confirm his sexuality in his autobiography that only came out in 2005.
Yeah, where everybody who cared knew.
Right. And we're learning a little bit more about George Clooney's scooter accident.
Did he just go get demoted?
No, it's actually worse. Well, we thought it was a motorcycle, but it was a scooter. But now we are finding out he was doing 60. So I don't know. Is that still a scooter?
Yeah, sure.
Going 60? Okay.
Yeah, all you have to have is 250 cc's, I believe, to be freeway legal.
Well, he was going 60 when a car pulled in front of him. He was thrown from his bike and his helmet struck the car's windshield, causing it to shatter. The force
windshield or helmet?
Both.
Wow.
It shattered the car's windshield, and then the force of the impact broke his helmet.
Yeah, I broke a helmet once, and the one that gave me the compound fracture, I don't remember 1 second of it, but I'm assuming this guy, I remember that before that I was a reckless maniac, but breaking your whole helmet?
Yep. And he was taken by ambulance after being thrown 20 feet in the air. None of the injuries life-threatening. George Clooney is okay and released from the hospital in Italy this morning.
I believe the doctor said, you know Danny Bonaduce, but we let you go anyway. That was
household name.
Yeah, household name.
Exact
That's a
quote.
reach around to like 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. But worth it, though.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams is returning to a galaxy far, far away. The actor who famously played the galactic gambler Lando Calrissian will reportedly reprise his role for Star Wars Episode IX Crumbs. Which one is
9.
that?
9.
IX is 9.
Okay, thank you. So that's the next Star Wars installment. So there had been some chatter about him returning, and now it looks like it is official. He hasn't been in one since '83,
Wow.
whereas Carrie Fisher returned sooner, and so did
I never found it to be that great of a part, to be honest with
Lando
you.
Calrissian?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I stand corrected, and I'm sorry I was born. I remember making big news that they're a black dude in space. Like everybody was going, look at that. They were forward thinking.
Yeah.
I think there've been plenty of real live African Americans in space by that time.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Mariners were off yesterday, and up next they head to California to play the Angels. First pitch, 7:07, Mike Leake and Garrett Richards. And Paul, tell people out there how they can help get Gene Segura to the All-Star game.
Well, there's 3 Mariners in the All-Star game already. We can make it 4 by going to mariners.com/vote and vote. He's a finalist for a fan vote, so you have 5 choices, but he's really the only choice of those 5.
Yeah.
It's the first time the Mariners have ever actually had somebody in the finals for the fan vote, so make sure to go and vote. mariners.com/vote. You can actually vote as many times as you want between now and tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Okay.
And they'll give you, for your vote, they'll give you the offer to buy discounted tickets. You can buy one, get one free tickets.
That's cool.
To an upcoming game, and they'll enter you into a drawing to win some cool prizes, too.
Fun.
So, mariners.com/vote.
Mariners.com/vote.
It's super easy. I already voted like 10 times during the show today.
I was about to call
While
you-
we were on the
Jamie
air.
Eyes.
I was about to call you a cheater, but that makes no sense because you're encouraged to vote often.
Yeah, for that big giveaway where you get like front row tickets and you get some signed stuff and you get to take a picture with Gene Segura on the field, there's only 25. You can enter 25 times.
Gotcha.
But for the actual vote for the All-Star game, you can vote as many times as you want. Just
Fantastic.
click,
Thank
click,
you.
click, click, click.
Click, 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 click.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah, I just actually voted again 6 more times.
Today, the Storm play the LA Sparks at noon. World Cup action is just 2 hours away. France versus Belgium.
Go Tips.
11 o'clock. That's a controversial game because so many people in Belgium speak French.
Yeah.
But they want nothing to do with France. They are like, we are winning. Who's winning, Paul?
This is going to be the toughest challenge yet, but Belgium takes it. And then they're going to go on to win the finals, probably against Croatia.
Well,
Wow.
Croatia and England happens
Nice.
tomorrow at 11.
And then I win 50 trillion Zimbabwean dollars.
From yourself, yep.
For myself, yeah. I got to find it.
Let's see. What else is happening? Like I said, so that's tomorrow at 11 a.m., Croatia versus England. And that's a look at your sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA. Jam-packed show for you tomorrow.
Yeah?
Oh, yes. Tomorrow, 7:20, you can win tickets to see Paul Rogers.
How are we
Best
going to do that?
voice in rock and roll.
Yeah, greatest voice of all time.
We are
Not
playing
all time.
Yes, all
That's
time.
what she says.
Best
All
rock.
time.
I think voted best rock and roll voice ever.
Yeah,
By some.
of all
guys.
time. Yeah.
By me.
Okay.
And
All
Rolling Stone.
Ever and of all time, I think, are similar.
They are. You're right. I stand corrected. It's like third time this morning.
We are playing Paul Roger or Paul Rogers.
Paul Roger or Paul Rogers.
Wow.
7:20, and Paul Rogers plays September 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Also happening on tomorrow's show, we have got our special guest Rick Jones in studio.
Rick Jones.
Rick Jones.
I'm
It's not a
excited.
goal.
I'm excited.
It's a person.
I actually have some questions for Mr.
He's
Jones.
Oh no! I knew this day would come. Anyway, like 7:30 tomorrow morning, we bring back a life coach once a month for Rick Jones to give you what I don't like to say this too much in front of him because I don't know if he's bashful, but free legal advice.
Yeah.
Like that is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
deal. Yeah, and a lot of people have questions about divorce and custody, and so many people ask these questions and they're embarrassed or something.
I used to bug Rick when I first got this job and got to know he was a nice guy and everything was cool. I would ask him every 3 weeks if I could have done a better deal on my last divorce. Like if we did this, he'd go, it doesn't matter, it's over. Then he let it go. And I would say, I will never let it go, Rick Jones.
But so many people have questions, and this is your chance to call in and get free legal advice, and you can even change your name if you want to. My favorite is when people call up and they're like, I'm thinking about getting divorced, but my wife doesn't know it. Like, I hope you changed your name.
Yeah, pretty distinct voice.
Are we having an appearance from Jelly Bean on tomorrow's show as well, Paul?
Yeah, we should have Jelly Bean's joke of the week. I forgot my daughter's name. That was really weird. Jelly Buns joke of the week.
Huh. It's a lovely name. I see you're close.
Luckily, it's not her name for real anyway. What is her name?
Jelly Bean.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what his name is? Steve Slayton.
Oh, I've heard of that
Wow.
guy. A household name.
Totally a
Yeah.
household name.
10 times
If he
the
got
fame
in
of
a
George
motorcycle accident, the same J that George Clooney did,
Yeah.
you'd say George Hooney. I don't know why you'd say that because it'd be stupid.
I don't know, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah,
now.
I'm saying it now.
George
I'm going to fly to
Hooney.
Italy just to say it to his face. Hey, all right, George Hooney. All righty. Well, he's a better household name than George Clooney, and he is my friend Steve Slayton. He's going to walk in the door any second now, and he's going to play a lot of classic rock and roll for you. So let's get out of his way. Bye.